Today, the NRL is back.
Strap yourselves in. Rugby League takes over the United States.
Come on in, take a seat, make sure you can see.
Well, that is one of the most remarkable tries you will ever see.
As the game returns to America's sporting capital, Las Vegas, for the season kickoff.
Lights go down, voices loud, lost inside the crowd.
The continuous goal team is in the building to bring you all the action.
Oh, the atmosphere is amazing.
Been waiting for it for a while.
So buckle up, because
The show's about to start.
Put a kick in behind him. Over on the far side. What a try.
That is absolutely brilliant.
it's two blockbuster matches, starting with the Canberra Raiders versus the New Zealand Warriors, followed by the 4-in-a-row champions Penrith Panthers taking on the Cronulla Sharks. The 2025 NRL season with the continuous call team starts now. Mark Levy,
Over the 30, the 40. Have a look at this foot race. Still going.
Peter Pasoltis,
He slips under a high tackle. He will score a great solo try. He burst on that ball.
Daryl Broman,
The kick was beautifully weighted, and he just powered his way through there.
Mark Riddell,
Kicks the football through, takes the ricochet, picks it up, puts it down.
and Josh Morris.
He loves putting the ball down as close to the corner post as you can get there. Try confirm.
The continuous call team, thanks to Macca's, Harvey Norman, Lowe's, Bryden's Lawyers, Forex, BP, and your local club.
Oh, that is unbelievable.
And now, live right across Australia and from Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, the continuous call team.
I will never know why they're liked unless you like people who give bad advice. And there's a lot of other shows you can listen to. You could wind up like a wreck. Be careful, they might infect you. And now they've had another ratings win.
Well, hello everyone. We've got some technical problems, which is for some reason been the case right across the weekend. Yes, welcome to what's supposed to be a very special day over in Las Vegas. Let's welcome in the team from Allegiant Stadium. Peter Pasoltis will be heading up our coverage. Saldi, it's a very good morning to you, Australian time.
Yeah, hello Mark, hello everybody. What an afternoon we've got here. Morning in Australia, and Allegiant Stadium is absolutely abuzz. It is pumping. We've already seen one match today, an English Super League game. They're well into their season. Wigan, they destroyed Warrington. Warrington with a couple of late consolation tries, but it was the Wigan Warriors 48-24 over Warrington. And we might keep it here while you're sorting out your issues there, and we'll bring in the rest of the continuous call team. And someone who is extremely happy, the Wigan whistler. He's been whistling all day. Mark Piggy Riddell. How are you, Pig?
Good afternoon, Salty, Big Man, J Moz down on the sideline, and to all our listeners. Yeah, look, it was a great first game. The Wigan Warriors up against the Warrington Wolves. Great concept, having an English Super League game here. We saw the fans, how passionate they are, and let's just hope it builds from here. You know, we've got this game, Raiders up against the Warriors next. Cannot wait for it.
Well, he's had an arduous campaign. Arrived here on Tuesday. He leaves on Tuesday. He's got a date with the ice hockey tomorrow. He's everywhere. He's Mr. Las Vegas. Daryl Broman, good morning to you, Australian time. Good afternoon here in Vegas.
Yeah, good morning to you, Salty and Piggy, and also J Moz down on the sideline. This just gets better and better. I was here last year, and it was fantastic last year, but this is phenomenal this year. The introduction of the English sides, I think, is a winner. I think the ladies playing a test match is also a winner. 4 games here. It is a long day.
I'm not sure how your Wigan boys are going to be by the time this finishes.
By the time I go meet them.
Mate, it finishes tonight. Like, over here, it's about, I don't know what time it is. What time is it?
3:50.
3:50, whatever. It finishes at 11 o'clock tonight. So this is a big day. Wigan had a massive win in the first game. But I need to congratulate the NRL for having the foresight to take a risk and come and do this. It is just brilliant. The stadium is outstanding. The fans are outstanding. At the moment, it's probably dominated by Wigan and Warrington fans. And I can see a lot of Canberra green out there, though, as well. And I can tell you all that every club is really, really well represented. You walk down the strip of Las Vegas, Salty, don't you?
Yeah.
And seriously, every second person is an Aussie with a jersey on. And it's remarkable. And you've got to sort of say, Peter V'landys, and what a foresight he had to come up with this. And he's the one who's done it all. We know that he's come up with the idea, and he's probably got his staff to do it all, but he's the one who's come up with the idea, and it's a brilliant idea. And I think there's a 5-year licence or something to do it. I think it'll go a lot longer than that.
I think you're right. I really do, Mark. I'm not sure whether we've got you back there now in Australia or not, but one person that we will bring in, he's got the best seat in the house for this first game, which is, by the way, coming up soon, Canberra and the Warriors. It is a very good morning / afternoon to J Moz, Josh Morris. Josh, set the scene for us down on the sideline.
Oh, this is absolutely incredible. Good morning to all our listeners and good afternoon in Las Vegas. Ground level is amazing. There are jumpers everywhere. They just had a cheerleading squad performing all their tumbling and flips, and then they had a sterling rendition of the American national anthem. Then they had a flyover. 3 MiG fighter jets flew over the stadium, and just ground level, it is a buzz. The surface looks unbelievable. It is a very, very fast pitch. And what I did notice about the field this year, the in-goals are a lot shorter. Last year they were longer and they were almost up against the wall. This year a bit smaller, so it's given a bit more space. It looks like the field is better managed this year, and we'll see how that plays out with the players. But there are jumpers everywhere. The English contingent last game, they were absolutely amazing. They've hung around. I don't think they'll make it to the fourth game because they have been going hard.
Mark, we're about to have the Viking clap and the horn. Tyler Manoa, a rookie defensive tackle for the Las Vegas Raiders, is here. And, the Raiders fans making plenty of noise. Warriors fans making plenty of noise as well. So it's fantastic here at Allegiant Stadium.
Look, in all honesty, the people back home, if you've considered coming over here, I know it's not cheap, but nothing is these days, as we all know. But if you are considering coming over here in the next few years, do it. It is a great experience. I mean, the camaraderie between all the fans is quite exceptional, and it's extraordinary. You don't get it in Australia. I don't think you get it in Australia. For example, the Raiders and Warriors, if they were playing each other down in Canberra, you wouldn't have the camaraderie that we've got here at the moment. Yeah. It's amazing, and it is just such a feel-good story, not only for rugby league, I think for sport in general. I mean, this is a transition from the NRL to come over here and play, games that have real meaning to them in a foreign country is quite and in Vegas, of all places. And I'd be lying if I said, the people in Vegas are really pumped for it, because I don't think they really are that aware of it. But some of them have some concept of what it's about. And the more it's promoted and the more that they, do this sort of stuff, the more the American people are going to understand the game. And that's probably, at the end of the day, that's probably what they're looking for. They want some American dollars involved in rugby league, and they keep doing it the way they're doing it. I think it's going to be successful, really successful.
It will be. I think we got you back there, Mark.
We certainly do. Thank you, Salty. Thank you, team. I must say, everyone back here in Australia very envious of where you are at the moment. Some of the pictures we're seeing is just incredible, the enormity of the stadium. And I just wanted to acknowledge your local club for the job they're doing and the parties that are happening here in Australia at the moment, the 22 official sites. And a big thank you to the NRL for having the continuous call team in Vegas. Let us know where you're tuning in, 0460 873 873. What a start to this rugby league season. We kick it off with the first game, of course, the Warriors and the Raiders, and then later this afternoon, the Penrith Panthers and the Cronulla Sharks. Peter Basaldis will be there to call all of the action. And as Salty has mentioned, we've got the entertainment being conducted by Conrad Sewell, the Stafford brothers. It's been a real party over in Las Vegas as well. So, Salty, what we might do, I've got 2 fingers in PowerPoints to try and keep us on air at the moment. So what I might do is throw it back to you. I'll let you get stuck into the colour and excitement, call the 2 games, and we'll be back with you at half-time and then at full-time in the first game. But enjoy it, boys. We've got some shots through from the dressing rooms. The Warriors and the Raiders not too far away. Peter Basaldis, it's all yours for the first of the 2 games to kick off the 2025 season.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. And I think this first game is going to be an absolute beauty with Canberra up against the Warriors. We've spoken a lot about the atmosphere. We'll get stuck into the 2 teams that we're going to be seeing here this afternoon in Las Vegas for you, and Sunday morning in Australia. And Piggy and Daryl, the strike power that is out on the field for this opening game in conditions like this, where we saw some long-range tries, particularly by the Wigan Warriors in that opening game. I'm looking forward to seeing the likes of Tane Tuapiki from a Warriors point of view, and you got Weeks and Savage from the Raiders. They could light it up here in this opening game.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? It's a lot of people, when they're asked the question about who they're tipping, they're a little bit unsure, because I think there's a lot of people out there that are just unsure about the Canberra Raiders and the Warriors, but the excitement that they do have in their team. We know the Canberra Raiders, they've taken the youth policy. They're investing in a lot of their young ones. One on the bench in particular, I'm looking forward to seeing, Owen Paddy, a dummy half. He's going to get his opportunity, make his debut in Las Vegas in this first game. So cannot wait. It's going to be a cracking game with a cracking atmosphere.
Yeah, Peg, you know what? Everyone has to put a tip in, right? Everyone's in a tipping competition, and both these games, I have really no idea.
It's tough.
Originally, I tipped the Warriors, and I sort of leant towards the Raiders. I had a good look at the Warriors out, but I'm going to go back to the Warriors. I love their pack. I mean, massive by James Fisher-Harris, who, look, calling a spade, he's probably not the rampant, dominant forward that he was 5 years ago, because he's, we all get a bit older. But his impact on the Warriors, I think, culturally and off the field and on the field, will be extreme.
Huge.
And they've got a classy solid front row with him and Mitch Barnett there, who's a State of Origin player. Kurt Capewell's a great player. Nuakoro's fantastic. Aaron Clark from the Gold Coast has gone there. It's a good side.
Certainly is. We're about 3 minutes away from kick-off. We'll start off with you, J Moz, down on the sideline. It's all thanks to Maccas, the player who will deliver. So we'll get a tip and a first try scorer from you, Josh, as we take you back down sideline.
Yeah, I've tipped the Raiders in this one. I think that you're right. The young outside backs for the Raiders will light up the stadium. My player to watch is Kyo Weeks. I think he had some outstanding trial form, and I'm looking forward to seeing him take the Raiders to a victory today.
What about you, Piggy?
Yeah, I've gone with the Raiders as well. Like the big man, there was a toss of the coin job so early in the season. Not sure about both of them, but I went the Raiders. First try scorer, I'm going to go with Ethan Strange.
Daryl?
Well, I'm going to tip the Warriors, as I said just before. First try scorer, I think Luke Metcalf, who's unfortunately been just had injuries for the last 2 years. I mean, he started the season on both years, I think, really well.
Yep.
But he's just copped injuries that have curtailed his season. But I think a fresh Luke Metcalf, first try scorer, and the player to watch. I want to watch James Fisher-Harris in his return, to a Warriors outfit. I mean, brilliant for Penrith, but I think his heart's always been in New Zealand, and I want to see him.
To the sound of Timmy Trumpet, who apparently was on fire at a nightclub in the early hours of this morning. Daryl, you were there. What was he like? Was he okay?
He did nothing for me, Timmy Trumpet. But, He couldn't.
Your trumpet doesn't work anymore.
No, exactly. Well, he was blowing his horn, bro.
To the roar of the crowd, the Warriors make their way out onto Allegiant Stadium. There's been a change for the Warriors. Jackson Ford starts the game. Aaron Clark, originally named to start at lock, he will come off the interchange bench. Mitch Barnett is moving from the front row to lock. Not that there's much difference there these days, as Jackson Ford will line up in the front row. And the Canberra Raiders, they're about to head up the tunnel. Ricky's Raiders, the Viking clap is ready. They're about to start it. And there are a lot of Canberra Raiders fans inside Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas.
You know what? A lot of them are near the Wigan Warriors. They're going to do it as well. The Warriors have jumped on ship with the Raiders here. The Wigan Warriors I'm talking about.
There's the horn.
How good.
From Tyler Manoa. Listen to that chant. As the Viking clap starts, we know it's very much a visual thing. You all know it. You've seen it plenty of times. And they get faster and faster with the claps. The players are waiting in the tunnel. And here they come to the best theme song in rugby league. The Green Machine. The Raiders. Oh, what an atmosphere. The bad and mean Green Machine. How is it down there, J-Moz?
Oh, that was awesome. That Viking clap, the whole stadium was clapping. Everyone, I think you're right. The Wigan fans are definitely going for the Raiders in this one. That northern end of the stadium is absolutely rocking. The Wigan Warriors, they're celebrating their team's victory. Let's see if they can get the Raiders home today as well.
It'll be the Raiders to kick off. Warriors to kick off. Raiders with first use of the football. The continuous call team back for season 2025, and what a way to kick it off. The Warriors and the Raiders. Round one is here. The countdown is on. 3, 2, 1. NRL season 2025 is here. Viva Las Vegas. Enjoy the ride, everybody, as the Canberra Raiders with first use of the football, and Papali'i is swarmed upon by a wall of Warriors defenders, 10 metres out, 15 in from touch on this western side of Allegiant Stadium. The first touch of the season here for Tapane. The captain plays it to Starling, who was a guest with the continuous call team yesterday. What an impressive young man he is. The Raiders just beyond their own 20, 25 out from their own line. Papali'i, a second touch. Ford was there, good contact. Capel in there as well, the experienced back rower, his second year at the Warriors. Now 10 short of halfway. Tapane, the skipper, in fact gets a few post-contact metres. He's tackled 5 short of the halfway line. Fogarty with a kick just outside the 40, plenty of height on it. Kicks it straight down to the experienced campaigner, the dual international, and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And Tuivasa-Sheck will play at 25 away from his own line. First use of the football here for the New Zealand Warriors. This is the former Raider at dummy half, Charnsickle Cookstar. Look out for a big game from him. And speaking of big, we just saw a hit up from Ali Leatawa. He's an exciting young centre. Boy, there's some good young players on display here. Some driving Raiders defence. And who's in there? Big Red, Corey Horsburgh. As the Warriors struggling to get out of their own half. 7 metres short of the halfway line. They'll play it on the last. Kick here from Metcalf. Good to see him back in the game, and it's not a bad kick. Plenty of purchase on that one as well. And Weeks takes it, and he's tackled on his own 20.
Yeah, it's a strong start from both sides. The Canberra Raiders, they had the Warriors at them early on, but they found a way through their big middles to get out and get a kick away. And off the back of that, the Warriors did the same, but the Raiders brought some really intense defence first up. This is a great start to the game.
Crowd getting right into it as well, as Hudson Young tackled 8 short of the halfway line. As the Raiders, Paul Horsburgh with an offload that wasn't too bad. Good hands from Hosking. who caught it in traffic and was tackled a couple of metres short of halfway. Here's Tapane driven back. Did he lose the ball in the tackle? No. Referee had a very close look at that. Grant Atkins will get up and play it on the last. They'll kick once again from inside their own half, a couple of metres short of the halfway line. It's a high floating kick. Nickel Cookstad takes it well. Can't get away from a good chase. Corey Horsburgh's there leading the chase as well. Doesn't he look fit?
Well, that's all the talk, isn't it, Salty? The off-season that he's had, the pre-season, him and Ricky Stewart have mended the bridge there that they had last season, and he had plenty of injuries last year, so he's got himself fit and healthy and ready to go tonight.
Let's take your sideline, Josh Morris.
Oh, there's been some big hits already in this clash. The pace to start the game has been frantic, but there have been some big hits. Both sides are really feeling each other out here. James Fisher-Harris's first carry, he got absolutely obliterated, so it's definitely a key there to try and take on their leaders here for the Raiders against the Warriors.
Both teams going set for set early. There has not been a stoppage in the opening 3.5 minutes. The blood will be pumping, the lungs will be feeling it as going into dummy half is strange for the Raiders. In Canberra, through Chris. He's tackled 10 short of halfway. Sebastian Chris plays it to Savage. Savage goes to the crossfield. Oh, there's some strong defence. Barnett is there. What a shot. Capel was there as well. Now Starling takes off out of dummy half. He's tackled too short of the halfway line. Continuous call team. Opening game of the 2025 season from Las Vegas. The Raiders into Warriors territory they go. Hudson Young skipping across field. Throws a loose pass. And that's going to be our first error of the game. No, it's not. Touched by a Warrior. Didn't go forward, says Grant Atkins. Fresh set of 6 for the Raiders.
Yeah, you just tried to offload that ball out the back there. Referee deemed it play on. So they got another set of 6. It was touched by the Warriors. And the Canberra Raiders, they'll go on the attack 40 metres off the try line.
Big red Corey Horsburgh with another offload and good hands from Starling. Starling dancing with the Warriors defenders. Good tackle there near Corey. They're 20 away. Best opportunity of the game so far for Canberra. Tapane gets to within 18 of the line. Offload. Starling. Papali'i. Papali'i. He looks fit as well. Good tackle. Egan and Barnett. He'll play it 15 away. 20 in from touch. Fogarty sends one here to Horsburgh. And Horsburgh's chopped down 12 away centre field. Raiders knocking on the door. Can they find a way through? Fogarty through the hands it goes. Chris for the line, reaches out, plants it down, got it on the line. That's a try. Try to Canberra. We're going to go to the bunker.
No try.
Grant Atkins says no try. I've got to say, Piggy, with the naked eye, it might have touched the line. I'm not sure now that Grant said no try.
Yeah, well, I've got to say, Big Man and I, we went up. We thought that Sebastian Chris had done a phenomenal job to get the football down. We're going to have a look at the Harvey Norman replay here. He stretches out. That's a try. It's on the line. What was Grant looking at?
He was a metre away.
He was right in front of it. But what about the effort? We're going to have a look at it again. That's on the line. That's a try. Sebastian Chris, what an effort there to reach out and score that try. Nice little play. They went the left-hand side of the field. Fogarty out the back. I think it was Ethan Strange who tipped it on to Sebastian Chris. And Chris, he goes over for the first try of 2025.
Yeah, we saw the replay there thanks to Harvey Norman. So it's 4-0 on the low scoreboard. Canberra leading the Warriors with a kick to come. We'll have special comments from Darryl Broman through this match. We've got Josh Morris on the touchline. Darryl, Canberra looking very good early.
I think they're both looking pretty good. So, you know what? Let's put this let's focus on what this is. This is the first game of the season. Now, these blokes, I know they've been training, but the level of intensity and the ferociousness of this game is quite remarkable. And I've got to say, I can understand why he said no try there, because the front on looks a bit different, but I thought he got it down on the line. I mean, both sides are just throwing everything at it. Hot Dog Horsburgh's impressing me. I know he's slimmed down and he's off the rubbish food and he's doing the right thing now, but he's got offloads in him, this bloke, and he almost played for Queensland last year, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
He's a chance already, and I'm throwing it up early, fans. Hot Dog to play for Queensland.
Billy Slater, you're listening? Fogarty from 9 in from touch. He struck it wonderfully. It's there, 6-0, Canberra lead on their low scoreboard. You're listening to the continuous call team.
Macca's new McSmart meal is here. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, plus your choice of side for just $6.95. T's and C's apply.
Josh Morris sideline. He's hard to handle, Sebastian Chris. He did well to get that one over the line.
Yeah, that was an exceptional effort there by Sebastian Chris. They got a bit lucky, though, the Raiders. It looked like it was going to be a turnover. They got the 6 again there, and they were able to start well and score in the corner with Chris.
So we're back underway. Papali'i. He's tackled. 15 in from touch, 11 away from his own line. 6-0 Canberra lead on the low scoreboard.
Go back. You can't drive him, Kyle.
And we've had 7 minutes of play. The clock thanks to Tui's.
Tackle 2. Time on. Let go. Go.
So Canberra from their own 20. Horsburgh, no offload this time. He's wrapped up. Forwards in the tackle, along with Fisher Harris. He'll play it. 28 away from his own line. He didn't play it properly. An error. He's going to say he was interfered with. Will we see a Harvey Norman captain's challenge? I don't think so. Not this early.
He's a front rower. You can't use them.
I don't think on the back of Hot Dog's recommendation they'll do it.
No. But what about that? You've just scored the try, first try of the afternoon. You get the kick-off and you turn over possession there. Gifted the Warriors some great field position here.
Well, it was one of those errors that we've been hearing about. Not playing the ball properly. Here's Barnett. Gets to within 10 of the Raiders line. The Warriors looking for a quick hit back. Egan goes to Fisher Harris. He'll try to pump his way to the line. He's brought down. That's a solid tackle. In there underneath was Hudson Young. 5 away from the line. Barnett goes here to the halfback in Metcalf, and Metcalf was easy pickings there for Starling and Papali'i. 9 away, 20 in from touch. Egan goes to Barnett on an angled run, heads towards the post. He'll get over the line, but they're going to put him back in the field of play. No, he's going to say held up. Held up, he'll bring it back out to the 10.
That was smart play from Joseph Tarpanay there. He actually secured the football on Barnett and just brought him into the in-goal so he could slow things down.
Metcalf into the line, going to Harris Tavita. First time they've ever started a game together, and he's going to be wrapped up on the last. Did they know it was the last? Because they didn't even look for a kick there, Pig.
I just think that maybe they wanted to turn it over there, Salty. Turn it over in the corner. It's not a bad finish to a set. You can keep them pinned down there, and that's what the Warriors are going to try and do here.
9 gone on the clock thanks to Tui's on the low scoreboard. It's Canberra 6, Warriors nil. Another error inside their own 20 here from Canberra. They're inviting the Warriors down their own end of the field here, Canberra. The Warriors with another attacking set coming up.
Yeah, well, they're their own worst enemy at the moment. We had the Horsburgh error, and then here's Savage. He just looks for the offload. Strange wasn't ready for it. He wasn't looking. He couldn't handle the football. And off the back of that now, the Warriors, they're going to get a scrum feed, 20 out centre field, and they'll go on the attack again here, the Warriors.
Okay, heads in, let's go now.
They'll make some noise too, the Warriors fans, if they score a try, because there are a lot of them around town. Hasn't the crowd built up in the last few minutes as the Warriors win the scrum? They're 15 away, 15 in from touch. Going into dummy half, the former Raider, Chance Nickel Klookstar, Egan at first receiver, goes to Barnett, across the field, from right to left they go, and here's a run from Pompey, Adam Pompey, he's a tough customer, he's stopped, 5 away from Canberra's line, plenty of tackles up their sleeve, Tuivasa Sheck, the Harris Tavita, now Barnett, centre field, Metcalf, short ball here near Corey, he's wrapped up by Papali'i, he's getting through a heap of defence for Canberra, 15 away from the line. Barnett heavily involved. Lovely little short ball. Fisher-Harris, good tackle. Hosking read it well down low. Fogarty over the top. He plays the ball. It's with Egan. Egan goes to Harris, to Vita, to Capewell. Capewell. And he's caught on. No, he bobbled the ball into a Raiders defender, so that constitutes a knock-on.
Yeah, he was looking for the offload there. Hosking, little bit of second phase play, couldn't get it. Oh, sorry, Capewell. Hosking was in the tackle. And off the back of that, the referee's deemed a loose carry. So the Canberra Raiders, they'll breathe a sigh of relief here. They need to get down the other end of the field. They need to complete a set, kick it into the corner and just take a little bit of pressure off themselves.
Pete, just a couple of observations here from early in the game. I don't think Ricky will be too upset with those offloads, because I've got a feeling he's told him to play some football here and don't be afraid to offload. And I like that in a coach. And the other thing I think is the referee, Grant Atkins, I think he's going to put the whistle in his pocket here. I don't think he's going to blow too many penalties in this game, and I like that from him as well. So good work.
Great work from everybody. Everyone's on song early in the NRL season. The season opener for 2025. Horsburgh with another offload, this time to Starling, who tries to slip through Ford. But Ford makes the tackle along with Fisher-Harris, 12 short of the halfway. The Raiders, it's razzle-dazzle from them early. Tapane. No offload here as he reaches the halfway line and beyond again. His post-contact meters will be off the charts early on in this game. There's Canberra through weeks. He's wrapped up. 10 into Warriors territory. Plays the ball on the last. Fogarty kicking from 15 in from touch on the eastern side of the stadium. I assume we're north-south running here at Allegiant Stadium. Have you done the...
Yeah, I have. We're...
You good?
South.
Okay, thanks.
You've got no idea. You haven't come out of your hotel for 3 days.
Can't even look up for the sun because we've got a roof.
Do you want me to get the compass out, Salty?
Yeah, that might be a bad idea. Let's take your sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, we haven't caught his name just yet, but if you look at the Raiders winger, Savelio Tamale, there is a height difference between him and the young Tane Tuabiki, so you can expect a couple of kicks to come his way in this half. But you're right about Corey Horsburgh. He's been throwing offloads out. He looks strong, he looks fit, and he's been one of their better players to start this match.
Kick on the last from the Warriors. 13 gone on the Tui's clock. 6-0, low scoreboard. Canberra leading the Warriors. The continuous call team, thanks to Maccas. We're here in Las Vegas. And that is Tamale, tackled on his own 20. Canberra, they're playing an up-tempo style of football early on. It's great to watch as Savage plays it. And here's Papali'i, tackled by his Queensland Origin teammate. Capewell down low. 5 short of halfway, the Raiders using the footy. Young, lovely pass. And can't get away from the defence. The Raiders winger. Then Tamale, who'll play it 35 away from the line on the last. Here's a kick downfield, and it's a good take by... he's tackled in midair here. Tackled in midair. Chance Nickel Cookstad. He's landed awkwardly. He's still on the ground. It's a penalty, Warriors on their own 10-metre line.
Yeah, Corey Horsburgh's blowing up here. He thinks he had the leg out, Nickel Cookstad.
Well, this is the captain's challenge here for Harvey Norman from the Raiders.
I actually think he did have the leg out here. I think that was dangerous, and all the Raiders are saying exactly the same thing. We'll have another look at this. You then take it through it, Piggy.
Yeah, they've got the captain's challenge.
Okay, all aspects of play have been cleared up to this point.
Horsburgh comes through. Cookstad's there. He then leads with the foot.
Cookstad raises the foot and makes contact with Corey Horsburgh, which is dangerous contact.
That's a penalty to the Raiders.
Is successful. It's going to be a...
Could this be a sin bin to see Nickel Cookstad go? He said dangerous contact.
Well, we're going to have a look here. Looks like it's just going to be a penalty to the Raiders.
Just a penalty, Piggy. Yep.
He didn't miss him, and Horsburgh was blowing up at the referee after it because the penalty was going to go to the Warriors for contact in the air. But on the Harvey Norman replay, you see it clearly. He leads with that foot, so the Raiders, they'll go on the attack.
Yeah, they take the tap. No surprise given their attitude early on in this contest. Really positive from Ricky's Raiders as Tapane tackled 10 away from the Warriors line. Starling goes to dummy half. They go to the right. Fogarty, Papali'i. Strong run from Papali'i. Equally good tackle from Egan down low. Nickel Cookstad over the top. Papali'i plays it to Starling. There's a couple of runners go. Horsburgh. Stopped a couple of metres short of the line. Halfway through the set here, Canberra. Papali'i. Lovely little offload. It was a flick pass out the back. Starling, there's a obstruction, a big-time obstruction. A kick went in goal area. Would have been a try, but it's a penalty because that was clear as day for Grant Atkins.
Yeah, they obviously got in each other's roads there. The players, Starling didn't know who to hit with the pass. In the end, it was an offload from Papali'i. Hudson Young, he goes through the line, and yeah, you just can't go behind your own players like that. We see it again here on the replay. Referee's got it 100% right.
Relief for the Warriors as they work out for their own half. They got the piggyback to within 15 of the halfway line. Leia Tower took that first hit up after the penalty. Josh, I'll come down to you. He looks a big, imposing figure, doesn't he? Leia Tower, the New Zealand Warriors centre.
Well, it's a great battle there because Sebastian Kris is just as big as him. They are both big, powerful centres, but they just got the better of him there. He just took that first hit up off the tap and got absolutely floored. So the Raiders are right up for this one.
Well, Tuivasa-Sheck looked like he was away. Was that a strip as he went to tackle? And now the Raiders have got it. They're trying to turn defence into attack. That was a great defensive play from Canberra as it looked like RTS was away down the touchline, the strip, and now to compound things for the New Zealand Warriors, they've given a penalty away on tackle one.
Oh, you got to see the replay. Hudson Young bumping off. I think it was Tuapiki who came in to try and shut it down. Absolute gave him the don't argue, continued on his way, then he earned his team a penalty, so it'll be a relieving one for the Raiders. Looks like they're going to find touch about 35 metres out from the try line.
6-0 Canberra lead on the low scoreboard. Fogarty goes to Hosking, and Hosking's tackled 32 away from the Warriors line. Starling to dummy half. Canberra on the front foot. Young fighting with defenders, gets an offload away. They're 20 metres away from the line. Canberra looking for their second try. Starling. They've gone to their bench already too, has Ricky. Starling, 9 away. Nice little pass to Tapane. Flick pass out the back. Fogarty wasn't ready for it. He's put it down. Now, was it off his leg and then a knock-on from the Warriors? What's he ruled here? Grant Atkins. No, it was a knock-on, Jamal Fogarty.
Yeah, I think they're going to rule the knock-on there from the Canberra Raiders. The Warriors are going to get the feed. They're continuing with it, aren't they? That second phase play. Any opportunity they can get the Raiders, we see there. Tapane just flicked it out the back, trying to really pull the Warriors out of their defensive structures and their defensive systems. And they're having plenty of joy with it. As they make their way downfield, they're relying on that, the Raiders, as well as some really nice running from their outside backs as well. But on this occasion, a knock-on, so Warriors will get the football.
Mentioned that Ricky's gone to his bench. Morgan Smithies is on the field. Barnett with a hit up for the Warriors. He's tackled just beyond his own 30. 6-0 Canberra lead New Zealand Warriors on the low scoreboard. Continuous call team. Round one of the NRL season here from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Fisher Harris plays at 9 short of halfway. Now Ford gets to the halfway line and beyond. One of the defenders there is Young. Having a wow of a game is Hudson Young. Niokore gets the legs pumping. He's tackled. 12 metres into Canberra territory. On the last, Metcalf with a high floating kick. Here comes RTS. Oh, that's a great take out wide. That's Xavier Savage who got himself under that. That's a wonderful take.
He did a great job there, Salty. He had a fair bit of pressure there. He's up against an experienced winger in Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, but he got up over the top of him. There was a little bit of a bobble, but he brought it in and did a really good job.
Let's take your sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, it was a great take there. He was under a lot of pressure. There were a lot of Warriors players there waiting. Had a little bobble, but took the catch, and they've gone back on the attack here. They look really good here, and you're right, the offloads have been disrupting the Warriors' defensive line.
Thank you, Jay Moz, as Canberra tackled 10 metres into territory. Another offload. Tapane to Starling, who finds Horsburgh. And Horsburgh's tackled by Metcalf and Barnett. Niokore there as well. 35 away, 21 in from touch. Western side of Allegiant Stadium. Starling, Young, this is good stuff. Strange goes to Marlowe, puts a kick, centering kick. Just before the line, Chris got his hand to it, couldn't reel it in, and he puts it down. It would have been a spectacular try.
Yeah, he just couldn't handle it there. The kick back on the inside. We see the Harvey Norman replay. Really nice lead-up work there from Strange. The kick back inside. Chris is there, catches it. Then he actually gets it knocked out by Metcalf. The Warriors then retain the football, but they'll get the ball back here. The Warriors. They breathe a sigh of relief. Almost the Raiders and Sebastian Chris's second try.
The clock's going to go. Head and wait.
Just saw Ricky Stewart up on the screen, big man.
Well, he's down the sideline as you'd expect. He loves it on the sideline. It's been a sparkling start from the Raiders. They look a different side. They seriously look really, really good. And, you know, look, they just missed out on the semis last year, but their start, I don't think the scoreline does them justice at the moment. I think they've been absolutely all over the Warriors, but it's still only 6-0.
Big shot there, Horsburgh on Fisher Harris. They drive him back again. Corey Horsburgh. He's been all over James Fisher Harris. It's been a great battle, these terrific front rowers in the middle as Ford plays it. Now Egan looks one way, goes the other, and they're inside Raiders territory again here, the Warriors, but it is the last tackle. As Harris Tavita puts up a high kick, Weeks underneath it, takes it well. And then it was a good chase. Pompey was there, capable as well. Fogarty to dummy half. 6-0, Canberra lead the Warriors on the low scoreboard. We've got just under 19 minutes left in the first half. That's thanks to Tui's. Canberra 25 away from their own line. Make that 30.
Oh, he's lost it.
And there's they said it had some help. It's a strip. The ball came free. And Grant Atkins says it came out with help, so it's a penalty Canberra.
Yeah, there's a few hands in there. We have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Yeah, a little rip out there by the Tuapiki. So the referees have picked that up. I think they've got it right. Fogarty, he's just kicked for touch, and he's found touch again about 35 metres out. So we've seen plenty of, the other thing, Salty, that we've seen with the Raiders off the back of the offloads, plenty of change of direction in back behind the ruck. They're really trying to work over this big Warriors pack and find some joy.
Canberra inside the Warriors 30. Smithies tackled on the 20. Starling goes to dummy half. Canberra looking for their second try. Fogarty driven back by the Warriors defence as the Raiders halfback took the line on. Fogarty plays it. Starling goes here to Smithies. And Morgan Smithies, he's 7 away from the line. Couple of tackles left in this set. Starling to dummy half. Centre field, Horsburgh, pass before the line. Fogarty goes here to Timoko. Timoko to Weeks. Weeks skips away from one. Back towards the centre of the ground. He's tackled 10 away from the line. Good shot down low, Fisher Harris. He'll play it on the last. Starling goes to Fogarty through the hand. Strange beating defenders, and he's going to be wrapped up. It'll be a changeover. Warriors ball 2 away from their own line. 6-0 Canberra lead thanks to Lowe.
Yeah, we saw the Warriors do this down the other end of the field. On this occasion it was the Canberra Raiders. Ethan Strange, he just opted to run the football, test the Warriors right hand defence out on the last play and turn the football over a couple of metres out from the goal line in the corner. And then that enables the Raiders to really get up hard in defence and put pressure on this New Zealand outfit. That's what they're doing right now. Nice strong tackle there again from Hudson Young.
Warriors 30 away from their own line. They've had to do a lot of this in this half, working it out of their own try line. Fisher Harris plays it. Now Aaron Clark, the former Titan. He's wrapped up, 7 away from the halfway line. Metcalf with the kick on the last. He was placed under some decent pressure there from the Raiders chasers. And that's a good shot there from Tane Tuapiki, who put a very good tackle on Tamale. And they're trying to aim up in defence here, the Warriors. Canberra with a tough time coming out of their own 20. 6-0. Canberra lead the Warriors on the low scoreboard. Savage, nowhere to go for him. They're 30 away from the line. It's tackle 4. Hosking, he's tackled 9 short of the halfway line. Just off centre field. Last play here for Canberra. The kick will come from Fogarty from outside the 40. More of a driving kick this time for Jamal. It sits up on the Warriors goal line. Nickel Klukstar goes back towards the short side, and it's a run here from Tuivasa-Sheck. The Raiders defence, though, were up to it. They tried to catch them napping on the outside. Let's take your sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, you can see that all this defence is starting to have its toll on the Warriors players. We've seen Aaron Clark come on for Mitch Barnett. Dylan Walker has just come on as well. They have been continually coming out of their own half, and it's due to the fact that the Raiders have been able to hold on to the ball, but those offloads are really starting to tell the tale.
Yeah, Salty, just on that as well, 65% possession the Canberra Raiders had. So off the back of what J-Moz is saying there, with some tired Warriors players, you can understand why.
Here's a kick on the last. The chase is coming out after it. It's going to land 12 away from the line. It's a good tackle take there from Weeks, and an equally good tackle from Pompey. 6-0 Canberra lead, low scoreboard. Continuous call team thanks to Maccas. We're here for season 2025, starting off the year at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. The sun is shining outside. We've got the roof here. The atmosphere is fantastic. The big man's been going around selfies and autographs. Just giving.
You know, you're saying before about post-contact meters. You know I finished my career in the negative.
Great run.
Oh, here's a run straight up the middle from Starling. Starling's broken him open. He's looking for support, and he's going to be tripped up there. Not held. Gets up, goes again. Got away from them. And Canberra through Hudson Young. 5 away from the line. It's the last tackle. Starling has opened up this game for Canberra. They're knocking on the door for the second try. Strange through the hands. Timoko must score. Will score. Try in the corner. Xavier Savage is over for the Raiders. What a try. 10-0. Kick the calm. Low scoreboard.
It's off the back of that great run, Salty. Tom Starling through the middle of the ruck. He just tore apart the Warriors' defence, and off the back of that, they shifted the ball wide, shifted it to their right. We see it on the Harvey Norman replay. Starling catches him out of dummy half. Look at that. Players called offside. He takes advantage of it, and the Raiders, they shifted to their right. Fogarty out the back to Ethan Strange, and then Ethan Strange, he just tipped it on. Savage was the man in the end. He goes over for the Canberra Raiders. Really nice try here. The Warriors' defence, they couldn't get there. And Savage, he scores the try for the Canberra side.
Oh, it's a great try. It's from our man Tom Starling, who we had on board with us last night. It was a great break from him. This next 12 minutes or so until half time, I think are a really vital part for the Warriors here, because they're tired. The offloads from the Raiders have worn them down. The Raiders have had all the ball, but they've done really well with it. They've looked the team most likely every time they've had the ball. They've looked dangerous due to the fact they've just got these little offloads in the middle of the ruck, and that's just made the Warriors defend a lot more than what they would have liked. And at the moment, they're on their knees, the Warriors, and the Raiders, if the Raiders can control the ball for the next 10 or 12 minutes here, I can see more points being put on the board, and that's going to really make it tough for the Warriors.
What people don't know is that when Tom Starling was leaving us yesterday, Darryl just said to him, "Run, champion, tomorrow, run."
You know what else I did? I just slipped him a little note. I just said, I might be on your first try scorer.
But it's second. And he didn't score.
I'm saying I lost again.
Fogarty from the touch line. Is it going to hold its line across the face? No goal. Let's take you touch. Actually, before we do go down to Josh Morris, what a romantic he is. Xavier Savage. He proposed to his partner here in Las Vegas this week, outside the fountains at the Bellagio. What a romantic.
Beautiful. Did they?
Nice.
Did they do that, like, get married as well? You may as well. It's pretty cheap over here.
Yeah, Elvis could have done it too. Josh Morris sideline.
Yeah, we're seeing back on the replay there, Tom Starling making that break, and then they had to get it to the right edge there, and it was a wonderful build-up play there. Ethan Strange got outside, and that just turned in the centre, and then they were able to create that overlap for Xavier Savage to score in the corner. But it was coming a long time there. They had been working and getting themselves into a position, and it's all off the back of these offloads, as we've spoken about. Horsburgh and Starling has been the beneficiary of a lot of them making metres through the middle.
10-0, Canberra lead the Warriors. That's thanks to Lowe's, and we've got 11 and a half minutes left in the first half on the Tooheys clock. Continuous call team, thanks to Maccas. Peter Basoldis, Mark Riddell, special comments from the big man, and we've got Josh Morris sideline. Canberra 10 short of the halfway line. Starling the dummy half. Horsburgh, Strange, just sends Young back on the inside, and he's wrapped up 5 short of halfway. Starling the dummy half. Fogarty kicked it out of the belly of the ball. It's a floater. It's a tester here for Nickel Klukstar, who takes it really well, the former Raider, and then looks to take off. But it's a good tackle in there by Mariota, who's on the field, a fresh player for Ricky's Raiders. They lead 10-0 on the low scoreboard. 10 and a half left in what's been a pulsating opening 40 minutes of the 2025 season. Warriors on their own 30. The Raiders fans have got the drums going. They're up and about. Boy, they're making plenty of noise, J-Moz.
Oh, they're going mental now, and so they should. Their team's been outstanding in this first half. It's been a really dominant performance. But like you said, you'd like to see another try, perhaps, before the end of this half.
It's the Warriors, though. Pompey goes to Tuivasa-Sheck. Well read by the Raiders defence. Fogarty got across. Last play. Kick here from Harris to Vida. There might have been contact with the legs as he kicked it. No, Atkins says it's okay. The Warriors have got it. That's a knock-on from Tamalo, and here is the penalty. It will be a penalty coming for leg contact on the kicker, and we could see some more here.
I think he got tipped up there, referee Grant Atkins. We see it here. The player comes in, Savage. You can't attack the leg.
Oh, he'll go to the bin. He'll go to the bin for that.
Yeah, you just can't do that. Chanel Harris Tavita put the kick up. Savage comes through, takes the leg out. So Grant Atkins, he's going to have to deal with that issue here. It was already going to be.
It's on the report.
Yeah, it's on the report. So they'll get a penalty, 30 out here, the Warriors.
And there's no doubt he missed it, because he was waving play on.
He waved play on. He got a tip up from upstairs, obviously, that there was contact with the leg, and the right decision's been made.
No surprise here. The Warriors shoot the touch. They find it 16 away from Canberra's line. Leia Tower with the tap, and now the Warriors. They're knocking on the door. This will give them a real boost if they can score. Clark plays it. Here's forward. Set restart. I think this is the first one of the game as well. 3 away from the line. Egan goes into dummy half. Ford plays it eventually. It's with Metcalf. Links up with Harris Tavita. Out wide to Tuivasa-Sheck. Hit awkwardly in Savage's tackle, and he'll play it 7 away from the line. Bit slow to his feet there is Tuivasa-Sheck. Now it's Metcalf sizing him up. Walker. Egan. And now Leia Tower. Watch out if he winds up. He'll be stopped here. 12 in from touch. 15 away from the line. 10-0 Raiders lead. Clark goes to Walker. Short ball forward. Then Ford's tackle. 12 away. Egan. Now Harris Tavita to Metcalf. Intercept. See you later. He's over the 20, the 30, the 40. Savage over the halfway line. He's one of the fastest players in the competition. And Xavier Savage will go from coast to coast to score them for the Raiders. It's a double for Savage. Canberra extend their lead. 14-0 against the run of play. Raiders with their third try. Canberra in front 14-0. Kick to come on the low scoreboard.
Yeah, Salty, we're up high here. We're really right up top, and we got a great view of that one there with Xavier Savage, because he read it. You have a look on the Harvey Norman replay. He gets up late, but he can just see that Metcalf there is going to go for the long ball and try and get it on the outside, get it to his winger in Tuivasa-Sheck. Well, Savage, he got himself in between Tuivasa-Sheck and the pass, gets the football, runs the length of the field. He scores the third try of the afternoon for the Canberra Raiders. They extend their lead, and at the moment it is just all the Raiders.
Oh, what a sight. Xavier Savage. You know who it reminded me of, just running down the touchline. No, not you, Daryl. Not you, Daryl. The great Josh Morris sideline.
Yeah, that was unbelievable to watch it. Ricky, as soon as he got the ball in his hands, it was like he was whipping wings home down the straight. He was jumping up and carrying on. But that is kind of where the Warriors are at the moment. They finally got a chance to attack down there, and I've been really impressed with the Canberra's defence and their scramble. And just then, Xavier Savage just comes up with a big play there. It's been a big week for him. He's got engaged, and now he's got himself a double.
Yeah, what a week.
Double tries.
Two tries. What the hell?
Two tries, big man. 2 tries, big man.
Been 15 years for me. He's got a double.
Good luck to him.
Stop it.
I've got messages from Mark in the studio. I've got messages from Ray. Keep Darryl in check. Keep him in check. That's all.
No,
that was the only instructions. Luke said,
delete his messages. He's no longer with the organisation.
There's the conversion from 10 in from touch at 16-0. Canberra lead the Warriors on the low scoreboard. 7 minutes left in this first half. That's on the Tooheys clock. And this scoreline now, Darryl, starts to reflect the Raiders' dominance.
Well, I think that is a massive turning point in the game. Even though they were leading 10-0, the Raiders, and doing it reasonably comfortably, that pass there from Metcalf needed to hit the right bloke, and it's hit the wrong bloke. I mean, if you read it beautifully, the winger there, Xavier Savage, he just took it and sprinted away. They were never going to get to him. But it's a turning point in the game, without a doubt, because they would have scored it. If he hit the inside player, I think they scored.
I've got some stats here for Maccas, guys. We all love McDonald's. Since entering the competition, the Warriors in 95, they actually have the worst record in the first match of a season for any team in the NRL, 36%. So it's not looking good again at the moment for the Warriors.
16-0 Canberra lead. Horsburgh, he hasn't had a break, has he?
No, he's gone right through. Yep, gone right through.
What a half of football he's having. Canberra.
Jackson out!
Here's Hosking, tackled just beyond his own 20, just off centre field. Raiders up 16-0, and they're not going into their shell in the last 6 minutes of this half. Smithies, he gets the legs pumping. Clarkson the tackle, along with Metcalf. Starling goes to dummy half. Here's a strong run. Guess who? It's Hudson Young, who's been enormous in this opening half. He'll play the ball 5 short of the halfway line. Fogarty puts a high kick down towards RTS, and Tuivasa-Sheck takes it comfortably, gets up towards the 20 before a wall of Canberra players there. What about that chase from Canberra? Every one of them were down there as a line. It was a perfect set of 6 after points. 16-0 Canberra lead the Warriors. Let's take your sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, I think the Warriors just are waiting for half-time at the moment. They are tired, and you can tell it just the energy levels of both teams. They did have a break there, but Canberra, their kick chase, there's 5 minutes before half-time, but they've still got plenty of energy in the tank.
Pompey plays it for the Warriors. They look disjointed here. A kick, though, at a 40-20 attempt is rolling on. It'll sit up, though, nicely for Weeks, who gets beyond his 10. 15 in from touch. He'll almost reach the 20. Metcalf went for a strip there. I don't think he realised there was another player in the tackle, so lucky it didn't come off. Canberra now on their own 30 and beyond. There's another offload, and it's going to be a offside because it went from a player, ricochet from Ethan Strange, back to the player who offloaded. That constitutes an offside Warriors penalty.
Yeah, they'd be disappointed with that. We've been speaking right throughout this first half about the Raiders and their offloads. They were thinking about challenging it, but the Canberra Raiders are just going to have to aim up defensively here. They've put themselves under a little bit of pressure, but we've seen the results of the offloads in this first half. On this occasion, it didn't work, but the Raiders' defence, it's been great so far today.
Oh, they'd love some points here. The Warriors late in the half. Clark tackled 13 away from the line. 22 in from touch. Western side of Allegiant Stadium. Egan goes to Walker. Walker to Ford. And Ford is wrapped up. 9 away. Horsburgh in there again. Hosking and Starling to help him out as well. Egan goes to dummy half. It's only tackle 2. Walker, Metcalf. Nice hands in traffic from Nickel Klukstar. He offloads. Well, he was just on his knees there, and now Harris Tavita tries to dance with them. Fogarty, though, with the tackle along with Smithies. 10 away from the line. It's with Egan, goes to Walker. Walker this time runs into the line, and he's tackled 6 away. 20 in from touch. 16-0 Canberra lead. Couple of tackles left in this set here for the Warriors as Clark almost poked his head through. He's only a metre away from the line. Here's the last. It's with Metcalf, Harris to Vida. Now Pompey. Pompey got a pass away, and that's been put down by Savage. Zero tackle here for the Warriors. They'll maintain the pressure. 9 away from the line. Harris to Vida will play the ball. Tuivasa-Sheck at first receiver. He dances across field, gets away from a couple of defenders, looks to straighten, wrapped up, 10 away, centre field. Egan, options both sides for Wade Egan. Goes to the left. Walker, quick hands. It's with Pompey. Pompey with a dummy, held up the pass beautifully. And that's going to be a try to Capewell, who was standing out on the wing. Kurt Capewell scores. The Warriors are back 16-4. Canberra in front. Kick to come for the Warriors on the low scoreboard.
Yeah, that's huge for the Warriors just before half-time. We've been praising the Canberra Raiders all this first half, but we see it, the Harvey Norman replay. This time Pompey, he does it really well here. He double pumps to Xavier Savage. Savage tries to get downfield and shut the play down. We see it here. Savage puts himself in between. He takes no one. Capewell's holding the sideline beautifully. He's out there. He gets the pass. He gets over for the Warriors try. At least that gives them something going into the half-time break. Big man, they needed that.
Oh, that's massive for the Warriors. I think that puts them back in the game. I really do, because they've been under pressure 39 minutes of this half, or whatever long it's gone for. They've been on the back foot the whole way. And for them to go into half-time only down potentially by 10 points, I think it's massive. And I think their coach, Andrew Webster, will be delighted with that. I'll tell you who I think's made a difference for them since he's got out there, and I've liked him for a number of years, Dylan Walker. I just like his style. Around the rucks, he's a ball distributor. He's got great vision. He's got good touch. And I think he's been out there for about 10, 12 minutes now, and I think ever since he's been out there, they just look a little bit better to me with ball in hand, the Warriors, and I think they're right back in this game.
The try was scored, 2 in from the touchline. The attempted conversion here from Metcalf. Wants it to swing back. It's across the face, no goal. So it remains 16-4. Canberra in front of the Warriors on the low scoreboard. Continuous call team thanks to Maccas. We've got 90 seconds left in the first half on the 2-ish clock. And we'll take your sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, that's huge for the Warriors, just to get themselves back into this contest. We've wrapped the Raiders for their offload, but just that time the offload didn't come off. It put them under pressure. And off that ensuing play the ball, it was Zach Hosking who was caught on the ground. That brought the number of Canberra defenders in, and they were able to create that overlap. And it was Pompey who did the double pump, got it past Savage, and Capewell found himself in the corner.
Points before the break. So important. They'll need to complete this set of 6 here as Clark takes the hit up. Oh, and he's lost it. Canberra's got it. So the green machine can go on the attack in the last minute and a half. Chris goes into dummy half. Oh, big error there from Aaron Clark. Strange. Oh, another error there from Fogarty. And now Capewell throws a loose pass. It's all happening. It's comedy capers. All that was missing then was the Benny Hill music.
Oh, what about that? It was Hudson Young, Salty, with the one-on-one on Aaron Clark. We see the Harvey Norman replay here. He calls it. The players drop off the tackle. He gets the ball, gets the opportunity for the Raiders to possibly score before the break. And then on the next play there, the Raiders just couldn't handle the football. The Warriors tried to shift it off the back of the error, but they too came up with an error. I don't think we'll see too much play before both teams go into the break. Have a bit of a breather.
40 seconds left on the 2-ish clock in what's been a terrific half as Tuivasa-Sheck is wrapped up here by Fogarty and Timokov. Egan the dummy half. Won't they appreciate the halftime break? All of these players, it's been played at breakneck speed this half. Walker, first receiver. Now it's with Niokora, who came back on the field a few minutes ago after a quick rest. Clark, little juggle, holds onto it. Smithy's in the tackle, along with Mariota. Last play of the half. Siren about to sound. Walker skips away from one defender. He puts a little kick in. Don't do that when Xavier Savage is around, but Savage had to get down and slide onto the ball. Cleans it up. Siren sounds. That's half time. And what a half of football we have seen. 16-4. The Canberra Raiders lead the Warriors on the low scoreboard, 3 tries to 1. They led 16-0, but an important try right on the break for Kurt Capewell has got the Warriors right back in the contest. This is round 1 of the 2025 NRL season. We're coming to you from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. The boys will take you through all of the first half action in just a moment. You're listening to the Continuous Call Team.
A little bit of brilliant can make your day. Getting all the green lights? Brilliant. When you score the perfect parking spot? Brilliant. $5 off at the pump with BP Rewards? Brilliant. Earning points at BP on just about everything? Brilliant. Your 5th Wild Bean Cafe coffee free? Brilliant. BP points or Qantas points? Brilliant. Join, scan, earn rewards? Brilliant. BP Rewards? Brilliant. T's and C's apply.
Go on a Macca's run, pick up the mouth-watering new spicy chicken McWrap and get all fired up for another week at work. But not too fired up. That would be unprofessional. Available 10:30am to midnight.
9 News is your news. Join the 9 News team for the stories that matter. Made in Sydney, for Sydney. For the full day's wrap-up, 9 News, nightly at 6.
When does a house become a home? It happens slowly, changing over time.
No, bad dog.
Then one day, it's filled with memories you value. At St. George, we'll help you bring home some real value. Our home loan package comes with an exclusive discounted interest rate, no establishment monthly or annual credit card fees, plus rewards and benefits. The St. George Home Loan Package. Value lives here. T's and C's, eligibility and credit criteria, fees, charges and $395 annual package fee apply.
Motorsport fans, get ready. The Race of Champions hits Accor Stadium March 7 and 8, 2025. Featuring legends from Formula One, Supercars, NASCAR and Rally. Including Sebastian Vettel, Mick Schumacher, Jamie Whincup, Travis Pastrana, David Coulthard and Sebastian Loeb. Friday, it's all about teamwork with country versus country in the Nations Cup. But Saturday, it's all-out competition for the title of champion. Every corner, every lap, pure motorsport. Don't miss Race of Champions. Get your tickets now at Ticketek.
The Continuous Call Team on 2GB. Thanks to Macca's, Harvey Norman, Lowe's, Bryden's Lawyers, BP, Tui's and your local club.
12 away, centre field. Raiders knocking on the door. Can they find a way through? Fogarty through the hands it goes. Chris for the line, reaches out, plants it down, got it on the line, that's a try. 5 away from the line, it's the last tackle. Starling has opened up this game for Canberra. They're knocking on the door for the second try. Strange through the hands, Timoko must score, will score, try in the corner. Xavier Savage is over for the Raiders. Now Harris to Metcalf intercept, see you later. He's over the 20, the 30, the 40, Savage over the halfway line. He's one of the fastest players in the competition, and Xavier Savage will go from coast to coast to score them for the Raiders. It's a double for Savage. Canberra extend their lead. Walker, quick hands. It's with Pompey. Pompey with a dummy, held up the pass beautifully, and that's going to be a try to Capewell, who was standing out on the wing. Kurt Capewell scores. The Warriors are back 16-4. Canberra in front. What a half of football we have seen. 16-4. The Canberra Raiders lead the Warriors.
Across Australia, this is the Continuous Call Team.
Great calling from Peter Basaldis. 16 points to 4. The Raiders leading the Warriors half-time at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Let's bring in Mark Piggy Riddell, Daryl Broman and Josh Morris to have a look at the first half action. Piggy, you're our expert commentator in this first game. The Raiders 16, the Warriors 4. And to start the season, if this is the quality of footy we're going to see all year, we're in for a big year ahead. I got you there, Pig. All right, we've lost some program there to the Las Vegas. Oh, it's been a challenging weekend, hasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? But we'll get back to Las Vegas when we can. So half-time here, 16 points to 4. Xavier Savage, 2 tries in the first half. Sebastian Chris, the other try scorer. Jamal Fogarty kicking 2 from 3. And Kurt Capewell, the try scorer for the Warriors, about 4 minutes from half-time. So, boy, oh boy, they needed that try right before the break, the Warriors, but they're back in the game. And Mark Piggy-Riddell, I think we can come back to you now. 16 points to 4. The Raiders, they're in control at the moment. But, gee, it's been a really good first half of football.
Yeah, I think Big Man said it during the game. This is the first game of the season that we're seeing here in the NRL, and just the frenetic pace that it started at. These players, they get themselves in such physical condition now. They're in such great physical condition to go from the get-go in round 1. And, mate, it was a cracking first half. Thought the Canberra Raiders dominated for a long, long time, but they only see themselves up at the moment, 16 points to 4 at the halftime break. The Warriors, they hung in there. They got a try late in that first half to give them a bit of hope and get them back in the game. But predominantly it was all the Canberra Raiders in this second phase play, the change of angles, and they were able to get 3 tries and get a comfortable lead, a little lead going into that break.
Daryl?
You know what, Levy, I've got to say, that is, I think, the best opening half of football to a season I've ever seen. It was frantic, it was frenetic, it was skillful, it was tough. You know, it was a really, really quality game of football. And I think the try to the Warriors just before half-time changes the momentum a bit here. The Warriors now, I think, will have some belief that they can win this game, and I think they can. I think there's still a chance here. But if the Raiders come out and play a game like they did in that opening 40 minutes, they'll be winning, because they were fantastic. Their offloading, their ability to make breaks, they were hitting the middle of the ruck, and they were causing the Warriors not a lot of trouble there, but they were always on the back foot, the Warriors. They defended like the whole first half, Big. And they were just on the back foot. And the try for them to score just before half-time, I think, is an enormous boost for them. I think this game is wide open at the moment.
Can I ask you this, Piggy? I mean, you go through a pre-season, to be playing in front of a massive crowd in the United States of America, the players must be jumping out of their skin to get out there. Is that the reason why we're seeing such good footy to start a competition? I mean, I'm just assuming there's that anxiety, there's the nervousness, but when you run out into a coliseum like that, a stadium like that, gee, it must make you feel good.
Yeah, well, there's an element of that for sure, Levy, the ability to be one of the 4 NRL teams that's kick off the season in Las Vegas. But I just think it's the way that the clubs are preparing their players, you know, in this day and age. They're ready to go. They don't need a lot of trial football. They do so much work come November to get themselves ready, and we saw it in that first half. It was a great first half, considering it was the first game of the season. And yes, you're right, off the back of that, these players, they're obviously all lifting because it's a huge occasion. We're in Las Vegas, and they want to make sure they come away with a win and kick off their season to start the 2025 season the best way.
16 points to 4. Raiders leading the Warriors half-time at Allegiant Stadium. And still to come, Daryl, the other game that you boys will be calling with Schulte, who's been phenomenal over there in Vegas, the Penrith Panthers and the Cronulla Sharks. I mean, this could be anything, this next game as well.
Oh, I agree. I mean, the Panthers are an amazing club, aren't they? Like, they've won the last 4 competitions. You know, for a side that over the years have been, you know, looked down upon because they couldn't win a comp, and they won one, I think their first was 91. And, you know, they've won another one, I think, since then.
2003.
But then they're now on a winning streak that is, you know, quite unbelievable. I think a lot of people said in the modern day there's no way sides could win, you know, like the Dragons back in the 60s and 70s. No way anyone could win 7 or 8 or 9 in a row. Well, I'm not saying they're going to do that, but they're a chance because they've won 4 in a row. I've got to say, the more that the snipers are there taking away some of their gun players year in, year out, and they've lost, you know, 2 outstanding players in Fisher Harris and Jerome Luai this year, and also Taruva. They don't look to me as formidable as they did. In saying that, they can still win the comp. There's no doubt about that, because they've just got their processes are outstanding. It's next man up mentality. They're tremendous. I think the Sharks can beat them today, though.
All right, fantastic. Now, just to paint a picture for our listeners, if you're not seeing the pictures on your screen, at one end of the stadium there's what looks to be like a big trophy, and behind it these glass doors that open in the stifling hot temperatures, and then you've got it's like a 4-tiered stadium. So you've got that lower deck, then you go to a second deck, a third, and then up top where the boys are, that fourth deck. It's a massive stadium hosting a Super Bowl, hosting NFL games, and wow, it's a great spectacle to start the 2025 season. This match at the moment between the Raiders and the Warriors. 16 points to 4. It is Canberra leading the Warriors. Gents, have we got Josh downstairs? If you can flick that switch on, if Josh can hear us downstairs. Josh, what's the atmosphere for you down on ground level?
Oh, well, you can hear it. He's a New Zealand performer, Savage, and the Warriors fans are obviously loving him, so they're up and about, they're dancing. They don't have much to cheer about at the moment. Their side got that late try to get themselves a bit back into the contest, but their fans are certainly having great fun here. And like we said, the English fans just bring another different side of the game. They've got their songs, they've got their chants, and we've got the Wigan Warriors and the Canberra Raiders next to each other, and I think they're just trying to compete who can be the loudest. So down sideline, it's been outstanding, but one bloke who's not enjoying it is our colleague Paul Gallen. He has been in a world of hurt the whole first half. He's actually quite depressing.
All right, thank you, Josh.
Yes, 16. He's like that every day.
16 points to 4. Raiders lead the Warriors. We'll take a break. Other side of this, Peter Basaldis will jump back on air and call the second half for us. We'll give him a little breather in between the two. I know what it's like when you've got to call 2 games from last year. It's pretty full on, so we'll give him a breather in between. We'll catch up with Peter Volandis as well, the ARL Commission Chairman. But, of course, we do it thanks to your local club. We've got the parties, the official watch parties happening across New South Wales as well, and also to the NRL for sending us over to Las Vegas as well. I don't know about you boys, but you've had plenty of drinks over there. I'm going to need one after the weekend we've had here in Sydney. 16-4, Raiders lead Warriors. Peter Basaldis on the other side of this for all the second half action.
At Century 21, we understand that a house isn't just 4 walls. It's where life's most treasured moments unfold. From first dinners of the century to quiet mornings of the century. It's moments of joy like this that make a house a home. Searching for a local agent who will go above and beyond to take care of your property sale? Visit c21.com.au. Century 21, dedicated to the joy of home.
G'day, Ray Hadley here for Bryden's Lawyers. Are you suffering from an injury that was not your fault? At Bryden's Lawyers, we understand the challenges you face. Their team of experienced personal injury lawyers will protect your needs and provide guidance and support every step of the way. For a risk-free, no-obligation assessment of your claim, contact Bryden's Lawyers today on 1-800-848-848 or visit brydens.com.au. Who helps you in your time of need? Bryden's Lawyers do.
At Bunnings, do more with warehouse prices. Pope 30-metre True Blue Garden Hose, $55. Where you find a competitive lower price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Love your footy? Make sure you head to your local club for the official NRL Vegas Watch Party. On Sunday, March 2, clubs across the state will be celebrating the start of the NRL season. Plus, there'll be 22 special event hubs hosted by NRL legends serving up Vegas-themed food and fun. Get to an official watch party to take part in 2 exclusive competitions where you'll have the chance to win one of 2 double passes to NRL Vegas 2026, among others. T's and C's apply. Head to yourlocalclub.com.au to find out more.
9 News is your news. Join the 9 News team for the stories that matter. Made in Sydney, for Sydney. For the full day's wrap-up, 9 News, nightly at 6.
The continuous call team. Macca's new McSmart meal is here. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, plus your choice of side for just $6.95. T's and C's apply.
The continuous call team from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Players are ready for the second half. Canberra to kick off. So they lead the Warriors by 16 points to 4 on the low scoreboard. Peter Basaldis with you alongside Mark Riddell. Special comments from the big man, Darryl Broman. We've got Josh Morris lurking the sidelines here at Allegiant Stadium. And he's throwing Paul Gallen under the bus during the halftime break. That's because Gal hasn't had the same preparation for today like Jay Moz, who's been going to the gym, swimming every day, early to bed.
What's Gal been giving himself a hammering?
Apparently so.
It's good news.
More clean living from Gal might be a start. What do you reckon, Jay?
Priority.
Well, I'm watching him right now. He's tucking into a big plate of nachos. He's trying to make himself feel a bit better and get him through this second half.
Can some of that nachos make it way up to level 4?
It does look good. They've got popcorn, they've got nachos. What about something for the battlers, Gal?
Exactly. I'm tipping there's plenty of cheese on that nachos as
well. You're enamored by cheese. You love the fact
they love it over here. There's cheese everywhere. All right, getting ready for... Oh, there was a proposal in the crowd.
How good is this?
Hope she said yes. Did she say yes?
Well, she started crying. I was tipping she said no.
Second half underway. The Warriors have first use of the football. Canberra leading 16-4 on the low scoreboard. The continuous call team, thanks to Maccas. Will that Kurt Capel try late in the half give the Warriors a boost? They were down 16-0, but now it's just 2 converted tries, and they've got plenty of strike in their team to get themselves back in this contest. They're 22 away from their own line. Walker passing before the line. Harris to Vita. Good ball away to Pompey, and Pompey will play it. 15 short of halfway, 10 in from touch. Walker this time electing to take the line on, and he's tackled 10 short of the halfway line. Opening set of the second half. Egan skips out a dummy half, finds a pass to Clark, and Aaron Clark, the former Titan, tackled smack bang in the centre of Allegiant Stadium. He'll play it on the last. The ball will come to Metcalf. Just had to hesitate a little bit before he got that kick away. Under pressure from Young. It goes straight down the throat here of Weeks, and Weeks is tackled by Harris Tavita up top. Egan down below. Ford in there also. He'll play it to Starling, who's been terrific in this half. Is Savage. He's already got a double. He almost broke free. An important tackle made by Clark down low. Oh, he's an excitement machine. Is Xavier Savage as Smithies. He's into Warriors territory. Niokora in the tackle along with Ford. He'll play it. Canberra, inside Warriors territory. Young gets to the Warriors 30 before he stopped. Juggle there, but hung onto the football. Did Hudson Young. 30 away. Couple of tackles left in the set here for Canberra. Horsburgh, lovely little short ball Smithies. He gets a wonderful offload away here to Savage. And Savage almost gets away from Ford. But Ford just hung on before the cavalry arrived in the shape of Nickel Klukstar. He'll play it 20 away on the last. Savage to Starling, Fogarty to Hosking, and Hosking is going to be wrapped up, and that will be a changeover.
Yeah, we've seen it a bit today. The Canberra Raiders there through Fogarty trying to run it on the last. Hosking hit it. He was happy to concede in the tackle about 10 metres out. And the Green Machine, they want to defend here, get up off the line. Look at that line speed from the Raiders. They're trying to get into this Warriors outfit.
Warriors 28 away from their own line. Egan to dummy half. Tuivasa Sheck runs across field before getting a pass away. And they're tackled now. 18 short to a peak. He plays it. Egan. 18 short of the halfway line, that is. 16-4, Canberra lead the Warriors on the low scoreboard. Egan takes off out of dummy half, picks up 17, 18 metres. That's a good run. 35 away from the Raiders line. Last play, important kick here. Clark goes to dummy half. He used to play at number 9. First receiver is Metcalf. Puts it high to land around the 10. Walker's got it. I think it was a Warriors knock on here. Yeah. They got to the football first, knocked it on. This will be a handover.
Yeah, Poppy, he doesn't know. He thinks that it was off the Raiders. I thought it came off the Warriors myself. Ball comes through. Well, it does come off the Canberra Raiders first. That should have been play on. And a Warriors 6 to go, I feel. I think that hit the Canberra Raiders player first. Went there.
No, the reason he grabbed you was you were pushing him forward. Do not do it again. Play the ball there.
That the driver? Is that what they call the driver? They get him behind. He's done it. Got pulled up in the first half, KO Weeks, and he's done it again there. So referee just warning him. It's unacceptable and stop doing it.
Well, Peggy, if it's illegal and he's done it twice,
yeah,
penalise him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple.
Canberra just outside their own 30. Starling, who's been magnificent. Smithies turns one under to Horsburgh. Played every minute of the match so far as Big Red, Corey Horsburgh. And Darrell's already got him in the Queensland Origin team for 2025. Fogarty after an offload. Goes to Timicott. Timicott back inside to Fogarty. Gets away from Capewell. Runs up over the halfway line. And not for the first time, Jackson Ford makes a vital tackle. Here's the last. Strange. Hoists it high. It's another floater. It's a tester. And he's put it down. Hudson Young was there. Chris has picked it up and scored a try. Hudson Young putting pressure on Chance Nickel-Klookstar, who spilled his lollies, but was there a Raiders knock-on in the lead-up? It had to have touched a Raider after the knock-on. What do you think, Piggy?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Hudson Young, he's the Canberra Raiders player on the Harvey Norman replay. I think it's Hudson Young who comes flying through. We're just checking all the
Hudson Young is onside on the kick chase.
So he's fine, and he comes through here, Hudson Young. He's putting pressure on Klookstar. And we just want to see if he touches the football at all, or he makes any contact with the Warriors fullback. No, that's knock on. That's play on off his leg.
Just looking to determine if Chance Nickel-Klookstar knocks the ball on before Hudson Young makes contact.
Yes, he does. I think he knocks it on.
The ball is knocked on initially by Chance Nickel-Klookstar. Just need to ensure there is no knock-on from Hudson Young.
That's a try.
It hit his thigh, not his hand.
It's a try to the Raiders, and Sebastian Chris, I think he's going to get his second of the afternoon.
Yeah, the ball is knocked on by Chance Nickel-Klookstar into the leg of Hudson Young.
And Sebastian Chris was onside.
Just need to confirm where Sebastian Chris is in relation to the contact with Hudson Young and that he is onside.
Yeah. Well, it looks as though he is. That's what I thought they were
Hudson Young contacts the ball and Sebastian Chris is in an onside position.
Yeah. This is going to be a try.
Picks it up nicely.
He cleanly regathers the ball and the ball's grounded in the goal. We'll have a decision.
Try time for the Canberra Raiders. Sebastian Chris with his second of the afternoon. Canberra out to a 20 points to 4 lead on the low scoreboard with a kick to come. There's a confirmation on the big screen. An important try for Canberra. 4.5 gone second half on the Tuies clock. Let's take your sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, and that's the energy they came back out with in the start of the second half. They had it at the back end with a kick chase, and that's what sometimes happens. If you have a great kick chase, you can get rewards off the back of it. There, the Hudson Young kick chase puts pressure on Nickel-Klookstar, and then Sebastian Chris is the beneficiary of it. I was looking at Ricky Stewart. He looked straight at me when they awarded the try, and he breathed a sigh of relief. He's happy to get his team off the mark to start this second half. And Corey Horsburgh, he's finally earned himself a break. What a start to the game he's had.
Magnificent start for Corey Horsburgh. Conversion attempt. He's had some tough ones here, Jamal Fogarty. You'll like this one from right in front. He's about to make it 22 points to 4 on the low scoreboard. Still goes through his routine. Moves in. Straight between the posts. Converts. It's 22-4. Canberra leading the Warriors. You're listening to the Continuous Call team.
Macca's new McSmart meal is here. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, plus your choice of side for just $6.95. T's and C's apply.
22-4, Canberra in front of the Warriors. Low scoreboard. We've got special comments during this game from the big man, Darryl Broman.
Yeah, that's a vital try there, I think, for the Raiders. I think that might snuff out a little bit of hope that the Warriors might have had here, and the Raiders have been phenomenal. Hudson Young, him and Corey Horsburgh have just been simply outstanding for the Raiders. They've been brilliant. Horsburgh off the paddock. Hudson Young, I reckon he'll play the 80. He's a good player.
Well, it took 7 minutes into the season before we had the first talk of Origin selections when you put Corey Horsburgh
He's in.
the team.
Early.
Laurie Daly might be thinking about Hudson Young then, Piggy.
Mate, Hudson Young, as Darryl said, he's been outstanding. He's carrying it every set. His defence has been tough. He comes up with big plays for his team, and it's been great tonight for the Raiders.
Canberra looking for a shift inside their own half. Weeks will play it though. 8 inside Raiders territory. Now they go beyond the halfway line. Through Hosking.
Go. Nothing late.
Plays the ball to Starling. First receiver on the last is Fogarty, who puts up another high bomb, another tester. And it's taken well there by Tuapiki. They just missed each other at the Burleigh Bears. Tame Tuapiki, who played with the Burleigh Bears and the Gold Coast. Of course, a club where Jamal Fogarty called home for well over a decade.
Stand! Surrender!
Did you say he called himself Fogarty in those days?
Yes.
Okay.
Were you blowing up about that earlier, Salty?
No.
Josh, get up!
Think you were.
Hello.
Here's Niokora. He's tackled 12 short of the halfway line. And quick play the ball. Kick from inside the 40. It's not a bad one here from the Warriors, but it's sat up. It got a Raiders bounce. Weeks gets towards the 20. Walker's there to make the tackle along with Harris Tavita. 18 away from his own line. Fogarty goes into dummy half.
Oh, the ref's down.
It's a Marley run. The ref's taken a tumble. Jay Moz, I think that always gets the biggest cheer in rugby league when the poor referee takes a tumble.
Yes, well, Grant, he was moving backwards and must have clipped his own ankle and set himself over, but he got straight back up and got into it. I didn't mind that play from the Warriors. They're trying to turn this Canberra big pack around and try and, get some fatigue into them, but the Raiders, they're matching everything that the Warriors are doing right now.
Canberra on the last tackle, 8 metres into Warriors territory. Mariota plays it. And here's a kick from Fogarty. And it's not a bad take here by Nickel Klukstar, who flirts with the touchline, stays in the field of play, and is wrapped up by Timokol on his own 30. Pompey. Mariota. He's getting through a heap of work. Coming off the bench, Ata Mariota, and jersey number 17. Josh Papali'i's back out on the field. As they look to go from one side of the field to the other, Leia Tower. He stopped. On the halfway line, the New Zealand Warriors, they need to be next to score. 8.5 gone, second half on the Tui's clock. It's Canberra 22, leading the Warriors 4. On the low scoreboard, there's a late offload. Forward. They haven't been able to get too many offloads away. Egan, that was nicely done to Metcalf. Just stopped and got the pass away. But the Raiders' defence were up to the task. Egan goes here too. He's 5'8", and Harris Tavita, who kicks on the last. Here comes Tuivasa-Sheck. Bats it back. It's with Pompey. Still the last. Inside the 20. Harris Tavita. Nice work. Walker, even better. Into the in-goal area. Is there a try coming? To a peak, he was out after it. But the Raiders send the ball dead. Repeat set coming. That was nice play.
Yeah, it was nice play from Dylan Walker there. He realised it was obviously needed to try and get a result. The frantic play from the New Zealand team gets it in behind the line. The chasers are there. Raiders knock it over the dead ball line. So at least they're building a little bit of pressure here, the Warriors. As you said, Salty, they need to be the next team to score and could possibly be in this set of 6.
The Raiders elect to go long. And with this hard surface, it goes about 57 metres after a few bounces as forward runs straight into Mariota and Papali'i. Starling down low, but he stands in a tackle, eventually falls on the Raiders 40. Set restart, doesn't really matter. It was tackle 1. Ford will play it to Egan. Here's Clark. Wrapped up by Smithies, one of the 3 Raiders defenders in the tackle on Aaron Clark. Egan. They go to the left. Harris Tavita, Tuivasa-Sheck on an angled run. And that's well read. Good tackle down low. Hosking. Quick play the ball though. And Walker running into the line. He's got runners. Niokora. He's stopped 10 away. Good set of 6 this for the Warriors. Can they top it off with a try? Walker at first receiver. Goes to Metcalf. Harris Tavita with a kick. It's a beauty in the goal area. RTS has got there, has he? Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, I think he's failed to get it down.
Yeah, I just don't think he gets there in the end, Salty. There's a beautiful kick in behind the line from the Warriors. Harvey Norman replay. Chanel Harris Tavita.
Kick chasers on the outside or onside.
Tuivasa-Sheck comes through. He's going to get a play at the football. He gets in behind Savage. We have a look at it here. Can he get it down? The ball just beats him. He knocks it on. I think he knocks it on. It's gone over the dead ball line. It'll be a 20-metre tap to the Raiders.
So close.
Roger Tuivasa-Sheck knocks the ball on in the in-goal. We have a decision.
That camera angle then just made it look a little bit more like a try, but it wasn't. He's knocked the ball on.
It's a knock on. So 20-metre tap here for Canberra. 7 tackle set coming up. Sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, some enterprising footy there being played by the Warriors. A couple of offloads there. They have looked a lot better there, and it was just Xavier Savage just coming up, just getting caught past his centre, which allowed the kick. They just weren't good enough to execute that, because that would have been a nice try to get on the board. And we've seen Mitch Barnett come back onto the side for Jackson Forward.
And a penalty. Penalty given away by the Warriors on their own 20, and Fogarty. Boys got some metres on these touch finders this afternoon.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they? He gets a good 30 metres every time, really makes the most of it. What it does is it allows his team to start to set in some good field position and actually go straight on the attack up against the Warriors. But Salty, just on that was their opportunity then for the Warriors. If that a try there, they get themselves back into the game, but off the back of not scoring, they've given a penalty away and given the field position and the momentum back to the Raiders.
Papali'i, he's stopped by Barnett. 32 away from the Warriors line. Canberra on the front foot again after that penalty. Smithies tries to get through Barnett. That's good, strong run from Smithies. They wrap the ball up. Egan got his hand on the ball just when it looked like the Englishman was going to get an offload away. Tarpanay, the captain's back out there. Fogarty into the line. Weeks goes to Timoko. Timoko, they all fell off. Matt Timoko! And Matt Timoko will score a try for the Canberra Raiders. He's over the line. They're going to check it.
Did his contact on the way through an obstruction? Then he can't defend when he cuts back in.
Okay.
So there's question marks. Yeah, question marks here. Harvey Norman replay. Question marks over the obstruction.
The run of Zach Hosking.
So Hosking goes through on that lead run. At the moment, he's on the outside of Harris.
Hosking makes contact with with Tavita Harris as he's looking to defend.
Chanel Harris Tavita.
Towards the outside.
He goes back through that space.
The ball carrier then runs back through the space created. We have a decision.
No try. Did he get the football down?
I don't think he did.
Yeah, I don't know if he did either, but I'll tell you something. The referee's had a cracking game here as well. Yeah, I think for him to pick up on that, I think is outstanding. I think his involvement today has just been perfect. I think he's had a great game, the ref.
Well, he's in good shape too, Darryl. I don't think you've run into Grant, but we talk about the fitness regime of Corey Horsburgh. Yeah. We've got to talk more about the fitness regime of Grant Atkins. He's toned up, ready for the season.
He's ready to go. We bumped into him, didn't we, Salty? And we had a little word to him about the refereeing here in Vegas, but he's done a great job.
He's been great.
We know he's one of the lead referees, but to come over here, we're on show, and he's refereed this game really well.
Warriors with the ball. They've just gone inside Raiders territory. 13 gone, second half on the Tui's clock. It's 22-4. Canberra leading the way over the New Zealand Warriors. New Zealand, though, on the Raiders 30. Egan to Clark. Clark sends a couple of runners through, and there's a knock-on. Niokoro puts it down. He got a short ball there from Metcalf. And the Raiders defenders, once again, no one falling asleep, and they're all over Marata Niokoro.
Like calamine lotion.
No. You can't say that, big man. He's retired. The sayings go with him.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Don't touch that.
Don't touch the tiles.
Go to, watch that leg, Mitch. Touch that leg.
Yeah, we're loving it here in Vegas. Pinch me, I'm dreaming. It's great. Here's the Raiders. Savage plays it. Fogarty inside to Tarpanay.
Been great seeing him too. Good to see him come round and say good day to his old mate.
Salty's been charging through the casino like an XPT through Fassifern.
Hosking will play it on the last. 28 away from the line. High kick. Here's the contest. And Tuapiki tried to get a hand to it. He didn't. Came off a Raider. Niokoro's got it, and the Warriors clean up. Inside their own 20. Marata Niokoro will play it. 22-4. Canberra leading the Warriors on the low scoreboard. 14 gone, second half. On the Tui's clock, sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, we might see an injury here. They've just called time. It looks like there's a player that's been caught in that tackle. Morgan Smithies and Tane Tuapiki. Looks like he's getting up gingerly. He'll play the ball, but they got away with that one there, the Warriors. The kick went up in the air, and again, it's the Raiders. There's more jumpers in the picture. Unfortunately, the bounce didn't go their way, and the Warriors were able to get on top of the ball there. But I've got to say, the Canberra energy is far outweighing the Warriors at the moment.
They've good service too, haven't they, from their bench? Canberra, the likes of Smithies and Mariota. Here's the last for the New Zealand Warriors. The kick will come from just inside their own half. It's a high testing kick. Well, there's no test in the end there for Tamale. We've seen Xavier Savage in open space. Love to see Savelio Tamale light up Allegiant Stadium. He'll play it on his own 30. Chris. He's got a double Sebastian Chris. Wrapped up by Walker and Barnett. 12 short of the halfway line. Weeks goes in the dummy half. Now there's a lovely ball. Hosking out wide. And it's with Timoko. Timoko's down the touchline. And he's beaten them all. Tonight, a few minutes ago, Matt Timoko gets a try in Las Vegas. It is party time for the Raiders. 26-4, kick to come.
That looked too easy, Salty, didn't it? On the Harvey Norman replay, the Canberra Raiders, they just go down their right edge. Zach Hosking, he hits a nice line, then able to turn and pass to the outside. We see it here. A really nice play. Not a lot happening. Hits the hole, hits Timoko, and then you think it's going to get shut down here, but no one gets him from the Warriors. Klukstar, he took no one, and Timoko, he goes in for the try. He was denied minutes ago. He extends the Raiders' lead, and you think from here, the Raiders, they're going to win the first one in Las Vegas tonight.
Let's take your sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, it was Xavier Savage who set up that play. He looked like he was just having a hit up, but he was chatting to Hosking as he did it, and you saw him drop the player under, and then Hosking hit that nice ball, get the offload down the sideline, and it was just that little passing motion that Timoko did, which made Nickel Clockstad fall for it, and he just kept on running straight and gets himself another try, and Ricky relieved his smile, gave me a wink. He's happy right now, Rickster.
He's giving you a nod,
isn't he?
wink.
I'll tell you, he'll be delighted. He'll be delighted with what they've dished up here. They've been on from start to finish. They've been enthusiastic, and they've been focused. They've been tremendous.
Jamal Fogarty looking to convert. 20 in from touch. He's been kicking well. This to make it 28-4. He guides it through. Canberra 28-4 on the low scoreboard. 17 minutes gone on the 2's clock in this second half. Now, get back to real friendships, teamwork and real life skills in 2025. Whether you're just starting out with a club or a familiar face around the grounds, we are sure you'll make memories that last a lifetime. Club Rugby League, how good is it? Join thousands of players already registered, and don't miss out on all the unreal fun that is Club Rugby League. Visit playrugbyleague.com.au to register now. Playrugbyleague.com, in fact, is all you need to put in to register now.
Salty, I got one here for Macca's McDonald's here, some stats. Last year, the Canberra Raiders, they scored the equal least amount of tries in the season. They were equal with the West Tigers. Already tonight, this game one, they've scored 5 tries, but you can just see a difference in their attack so far. Their second phase play, the offloads, the energy around the football. Well done to the Raiders. Good start for them.
And I'll bring in, as they're coming out of their own line here, Canberra, I'll bring you in here, Josh. There's something about ending a season well. There was a fair bit of positivity around Canberra. Yeah, they were disappointed they missed the 8, but they got themselves in a position late last year to play finals, and just winning those games would have felt pretty good about themselves, Jane was heading into this pre-season.
Yeah, I think so. I think there was definitely a shining light heading into the off-season, and you've got to remember Zach Hosking was a bloke that didn't play much of their season last year, and when he was at Panthers, he was a great player. So I think they've worked very, very hard in the pre-season. You can see that by, looking at some of the players. We've talked about Corey Horsburgh and the shape that he's been in. They have worked hard down in Canberra, and they're getting the benefits already in round one.
Warriors with the ball. It's retained Tuapiki, and he's wrapped up on his own 30. And if they're going to get back in the contest, they've got to do it quickly. They need a spark here, the Warriors. Who can provide it for them? They've got some players who can turn a match on a dime. But at the moment, it is all Canberra. Young Leka Helasima is out on the field. He's a player to watch. On the last, Metcalf with a kick from just inside Canberra territory. It's easily fielded. In fact, it's even better than easily. This is Tamale, who's up over the halfway line, shrugging away from defenders, gets to the 30, and he's lost the ball. Was that a steal there from Nickel Klukstar? He was. He jumped on his back, reaped the ball out, and saved the day for his team. But Tamale looking really good fleet of foot.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. Obviously got his opportunity. So Salty, before that carry, had 12 runs for 131 metres. He was doing the hard work out of the back of the field, and he's such a big body, so hard to handle on the kick chase. We saw it there, went straight through the Warriors' defence. Unfortunately, in the end, had that one-on-one steal.
6 again, slow.
Set restart, just short of the halfway line. Barnett passing in traffic to Walker. Inside past him, Metcalf. Back out to the right they go. It's with Leia-Tower. And Leia-Tower's stopped a metre short of the halfway line. 20 gone, 20 remain. Second half here in Las Vegas. 28-4 on the low scoreboard. Canberra leading the Warriors. The Warriors need points. They need it quickly. Metcalf tackled. 10 into Raiders territory. Here's Fisher Harris. And he's stopped on the Raiders 30. Hosking in the tackle. Smithy's there also, along with Starling. Now it's with Metcalf. Links up with Harris DeVita. Now Pompey. Pompey, nice bit of footwork, but then he's lost the ball when he looked to find an inside pass. It's a knock-on. Canberra ball.
Yeah, just looking for the opportunity there. The Warriors look like some enterprising play through Pompey. Just couldn't get that arm free and around the pass around the back of Fogarty. And loses the football there. The Raiders, did you see the Raiders players when they shut that down? High-fiving everyone, pumping each other up. They've just continued that theme, that energy right through this contest today. And again, they're able to shut the Warriors down.
10 seconds.
Biggie.
What a view. What a view, boys.
Yeah, we're seeing a great high shot from outside, a drone shot from outside Allegiant Stadium. It's a fantastic place. Doesn't he put on a good culture? We all know Ricky Stewart very well. He's mates with us and love the bloke, but he just has these players, and I'll bring you in here, Darryl. He has these players playing for each other.
No doubt he has, and it's all across the park. I think they're not only is Hudson Young, I don't know if he's been on there all the second half, but Hudson Young was outstanding, but their outside backs have read the defence brilliantly, whereas I've got to say the Raiders haven't. The Warriors haven't. The Raiders outside boys, I think both wingers have been superb defensively. You know, add to that, Xavier Savage has scored 2 tries, and Tamale's been very good. I had some tamale the other night on my nachos. It was just magnificent.
Did you have cheese with it?
Yeah. Mate, you've got to get over the cheese.
Did you have Owen Paddy on it? Because he's just come on the field for the Raiders to make his debut.
I should have.
21 years of age. Had a great year last year for Canberra New South Wales Cup. Owen Paddy on debut. Big moment for him, J. Moz.
Huge moment. You always remember your first game in the NRL. You're part of the NRL family now, so congratulations to Owen Paddy. What a place to make your debut. So I'm looking forward to watching him play. And what a fantastic job Tom Starling did in that first 65 minutes.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job, that's for sure. Here's Barnett running it out of his own 30, edges up towards the 40, 17 and a half remaining. Egan, the dummy half. That was inventive. Finds Walker when he looked one way, past the other. Walker inside the Nickel Klukstar, who's tripped up just inside Raiders territory. They'll play it on the last. Here's the kick. Weeks takes it. 15 away from his own line. Gets away from Capewell. Can't get away from Fisher Harris, and he'll play the ball 19 short of his own line. Canberra leading 28 points to 4 on the low scoreboard. 17 minutes left in the opening NRL game of the 2025 season. It's the second game here in Las Vegas. Earlier today, Wigan with a big win over Warrington, 48-24. 15 short of halfway. Canberra through Papali'i. He's stopped. In fact, he's lost the ball here. So a little opening now for the Warriors. They'll get a scrum feed, 45 away from Canberra's line.
Yeah, Papali'i there just carrying the football, just loses it in the tackle. It's an opportunity for the Warriors to find something. I think the Warriors look their best when Dylan Walker's on the field and he straightens the attack and sort of gives them a little bit more organisation. And off the back of that then allows the likes of Metcalf and Harris Tavita. What I'd like to see them do, I want to see them run the football. They're runners, both of those halves. But today we haven't seen a lot of that. But I think Dylan Walker is the key to the Warriors' attack.
I absolutely agree. I think his ball playing is great. He does straighten them up. And I think the Warriors do have a problem in their two halves. I think they've been a bit disappointing, both of them today. They've tried hard, but at the moment they're not making any impact. This is a tremendous performance from the Raiders, let me tell you.
Offload here from Harris Tavita after a wonderful offload in the lead-up to it. And here's a penalty. Now, is it a penalty for a late hit on Mitch Barnett? Mitch Barnett's down. It's a shoulder charge on Mitch Barnett. So the bunker will have a look at it. Barnett's still on the ground. Must admit, I kept following the play. Here's the replay, Piggy.
Ooh, yeah, okay. It's Joseph Tarpanay that makes contact. It's very hard to see on that angle when he passes the ball.
I think it's a shoulder charge.
It's a shoulder charge, definitely. Yeah, definite shoulder charge. But I just didn't know whether it was late or not. But we're getting a few more angles now.
Not late.
No, it's not late. So it's a penalty. He's going to be put on report here, Joseph Tarpanay.
Is a shoulder charge? No, shoulder charge, no wrapping action. Okay, more forcing that head-to-head contact. So it's on report.
In the bin.
Yeah, he'll go to the bin. He'll go to the bin. You heard the explanation there from Green Atkins. So a shoulder charge. Then he'll be in some strife here with match review. Joseph Tarpanay. Off he goes for 10.
Hit the road, Jack. Let's go back. They're good here.
No, they know their league here at Allegiant Stadium.
I know it's
He looks great, though, doesn't he, Joey Tarpanay? He looks fit.
They all do, the Raiders, don't they? They look fit. They look strong. You can tell they've had a good pre-season and they've put in a decent performance so far today.
Warriors find touch after the penalty, and now they'll start this set of 6, 10 metres away from Canberra's line. Now, if a team can score 4 tries in about 15 minutes, it is the Warriors, and they've got a one-man advantage. Can they make the most of it? Can they make it count? Egan, 5 away from the line, fires a pass to Harris Tavita. Capewell, he's wrapped up by Hosking, and also in there, the debutant in Paddy. Now Walker to Metcalf. Metcalf gets one away to Nickel Klookstar. Leia Tower. And Leia Tower stopped by Chris, the two giant centres. And Nickel Klookstar takes off out of dummy half. And there was not one defender who clocked off there, and they were all over Nickel Klookstar as he tried to catch them napping. Now Egan goes away and little kick towards the line, and it's going to be cleaned up by Strange. And Strange has it for the Raiders. They are working so hard for each other. There's no way through for the Warriors. Canberra lead 28-4 on the low scoreboard.
Yeah, it was Ethan Strange there who cleaned up the little kick in behind the line. We're just seeing some vision here. I think it was Dylan Walker. He came out of the line to put a shot on, try and spark his team. We were just seeing a break in play. Boys, I think it was last night, we were speaking to Tom Starling, and he was talking about they went and analysed some data from the Penrith Panthers and the Melbourne Storm about their defence and making big improvements in their defence. And that's, Salty, you're talking about the energy there and the players not clocking off. They look like they've made a real concerted effort to improve their defence. And what are they? They've only conceded 1 try so far. We talk about those best defensive teams conceding maybe 12 to 16 points a game. Well, they've done a great job today, the Raiders.
28-4 there in front on the low scoreboard. 14 to go. Let's take your sideline. Josh Morris.
I've got to agree with Piggy there. Spot on. Like, they're still a man down there. And just the scramble that they had. This is a different Raiders side we're seeing. And I think it is because they have trained hard. They've made a concerted effort about their defence. You can see how much it means to them. They don't want another try this game. And this is a great test for them with 1 in the bid.
Warriors 10 short of halfway. Strong hit. Hudson Young. What a tackle. Now the Warriors go into Raiders territory. They're running out of time. They need 4 tries, but there's only 13 minutes left. Barnett, so he's okay after that shoulder charge. Gets away from Fogarty and wrapped up there by Sasangi, who made the tackle. Hudson Young slow to his feet. And here's a run here from Malga, who gets an offload away. Harris to Vida to Walker, and there's the error, and Canberra's got it. So Canberra's got the ball, 11 away from their own line. The Green Machine in front, 28-4 on the low scoreboard. Just under 13 minutes left here in the opening game at Allegiant Stadium of the 2025 NRL season.
Yeah, they just haven't got the answers, have they, the Warriors? They're trying, they're getting some offloads, looking to sort of break this Raiders defence, but the Raiders players, they keep turning up. They keep finding a way to shut the play down, and they've done it again on that occasion.
Well, the crowd now starting to do a Viking clap as play stops. Savage has got a cramp. You going to get involved in the Viking clap, Josh Morris?
Well, there's plenty of blokes that have got their shirts off as well, so I shan't be doing that, but they are going mental. They've got the Wigan fans on board as well. It's just such a great atmosphere down here.
The tackle just inside Warriors territory as Paddy takes off. Now Strange back towards the centre of the ground, links up with Fogarty, who held up a pass, then throws an intercept, and the Warriors have got it. Tackle was made straight away by Sasangi. Harris Tavita goes in the dummy half. Fisher Harris, 9 short of halfway, gets up to within a couple of metres of the halfway line. Smithies was there to make the tackle. Egan goes in the dummy half. Leia Tower been well handled by this very disciplined Raiders defence. 9 metres into Canberra territory. Go New Zealand. Leia Malga, Dimitri Leia Malga. Had a name change in the off-season to honour his mum. Here's Barnett. There's Dimitri Sipakula last year, who burst onto the scene, but now...
Isn't that good? Good on him.
Well done. There's a nice piece on the Warriors website about him, and here's Malga. Thought he was going to go for the line himself. Gets one away to Fisher Harris, who loses the ball. It looked like he was going to get there, but there were about 400 Raiders there to stop him. Swarming on Fisher Harris just when it looked like he was going to go over underneath the post. They made an error here, Canberra, but what about that defence with 10 to go, Piggy?
Yeah, and that's what would please their coach Ricky Stewart, not the error from the play the ball through Sebastian Chris. It's going to give the Warriors another chance here, but the desperation in their goal line D has been phenomenal. The 4 or 5 players that got there to stop the try from Fisher Harris. Fisher Harris looked like he was going to charge over under the sticks, but the Raiders players, they got there, they turned him away, lost the football over the line, but unfortunately for the Raiders, Sebastian Chris loses the ball in the play the ball.
28-4, Canberra in front of the Warriors. On the low scoreboard, 10 remaining in this game. And this is a shot clock violation. And it's going to be a penalty here to the Warriors. So a violation on the scrum clock. I don't think we saw one of them last year, and we get one in the opening game. But here's the Warriors now, 7 away from the line. Looking for a couple of late consolation tries. Here is Ray Malga. We've got some good young forwards. Ray Malga and Halasima. Both on the field at the moment. It's with Metcalf, 10 away. Long pass out to Tuapiki. Tuapiki beats one. And he's tackled 5 away from the line. Young and Strange in the tackle. In there too long, penalty Warriors. Joseph Tarpanay still with 4 minutes left in the sin bin. They take the tap. Halasima. He's wrapped up. 4 away from the line, just off centre field. Egan. Now Walker. Short ball to Vaymalga. And Vaymalga. He's wrapped up by Horsburgh. Egan looks one way, goes the other, fires a pass through the hands it goes, and Tuivasa-Sheck. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck will go over in traffic in the corner, plants the ball down. The Warriors score their second try of the afternoon. It may be too little too late. It's Canberra 28, leading the Warriors 8. Kick to come for the New Zealand team.
Yeah, he's done a really good job here. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. We see the play, the Harvey Norman replay. Metcalf out the back to Chanel Harris-Tavita. He tipped it straight on to Tuivasa-Sheck just to give him as much time as possible in that amount of space. He takes on Savage, clashes with him, gets enough room there to put the football down, gets it over the line. This will be the Warriors' second try. As you said, Salty, too little, too late. But the Warriors, they go in.
They certainly do. Big man, RTS scores a try.
Oh, what a player he's been over a long period of time, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. I mean, that's not an easy try to score there. He had to beat Savage, and he bumped him off and just held his ground, and he had a little space to work in as the kick from the touchline is just going to shave the uprights and miss. But he's just a great player. They've been outclassed tonight. Geez, the Raiders have impressed me. I left them out of my 8. You know what, if you ask me now, at this moment, I'd have them in my 8. If they play like this week in, week out, they'll run top 4.
Is it fair to say they're the most impressive team you've seen in the 2025 NRL season?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. But their performance tonight, whenever it is, I don't even know what time it is, has been sensational. This has been a wonderful performance because they've done it as a unit, and each time someone has come on the field to replace somebody else, they've done exactly the same thing, and this is the most impressive performance from them.
28 points to 8. 8 minutes remaining on the Tooheys clock. Continuous call team, thanks to Macca's. We're here in Las Vegas, thanks to your local club. Continuous call team live from Vegas, thanks to your local club. Clubs right across the state enjoying all of the magnificent watch parties for Vegas. Absolutely fantastic. I'm glad you said you got no idea what time it is, because that's what I've been saying. We're getting phone calls back home, and I've heard J-Mo's been doing something similar. Let's take your sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, well, 2 minutes 10 left before they get their player back. Whilst Canberra will be unhappy with that try, it's where they make them score it. They had to work as hard as they could and just got it inside the corner post there with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. As we see Josh Starling, he's on the sideline. He's about to come back on for Owen Paddy, it looks like. So I've been so impressed with their scramble tonight, the Raiders boys, and there's probably one more set where the Raiders have a man down and then they get him back for the final 5 minutes.
Josh, what percentage of the Warriors fans still have shirts on down at that far end of the...
Well, the Raiders fans, I reckon...
No, the Wigan Warriors fans, I should have said. The Wigan Warriors fans.
Well, I think there's less shirts on the Wigan fans than there are the Canberra fans, for sure.
Oh, dear. Here's a kick on the last from Harris-Tavita. It's just going to be too deep, and that's an easy take for Weeks in the 20, and there's Raiders players rushing back.
Can't do it.
So he can take the tap, but one of them was a little bit slow. Kyo Weeks was just that little bit too fast. But there's that urgency still there to try to allow the fullback to take the tap quickly.
Fantastic discipline. You know, he's coached them brilliantly, I would say, in the off-season, because they knew they had to get back there so they could take the quick tap. And almost to a man, they were there. I think there was one just a little bit behind the play there, but it's a brilliant bit of work from them. They've been great.
They certainly have. As they're into Warriors territory, 6 minutes remaining. They're about to be 13 on 13. Savage plays it. Here's Fogarty. Goes to Horsburgh. Corey Horsburgh wrapped up by Clark. Who tried to attempt a one-on-one strip. You're not going to steal anything off Corey Horsburgh. Now Paddy takes off out of dummy half. Nice pass, Weeks. Even better offload away. And it's with Sasangi, and Simi Sasangi will play it. 22 away from the line. Then the Raiders cap off this impressive performance with a late try. Horsburgh inside the Warriors 20, he goes, and he's wrapped up. 15 away. They've made a play at the ball there after the call of held. Easy one there for Grant Atkins. Penalty Canberra.
Yeah, no doubt there. The Raiders get the penalty. Joseph Tarpano, he's just come back onto the field. What do we got? Captain's challenge.
Well, the Warriors, they've still got it, so they may as well use it.
So the referee, he ruled ruck infringement, I think, or ruck interference. We have a look at the Harvey Norman replay here.
The Warriors defender comes back through and contacts the ball as Corey Horsburgh is attempting to regain his feet, causing the breakdown. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful. No more challenges.
So they're out of challenges, but there's only 5.5 minutes remaining on the Tooheys clock.
Taking the 2. Shot at goal.
Well, there you go.
Slow things down, run the clock down, organise what's happening tonight. Where we go?
Are there options in Vegas?
I think they may find a couple.
I think Corey Horsburgh could end up at Old Red.
Oh, that's one of your favourites.
You do love it there, so where is that?
Old Red.
It's down the road.
Old Red.
Old Red.
Is there any cheese there?
Plenty of it. Plenty of country music. They have their own country music countdown every Saturday night at Old Red.
What's number 1?
Hadley flashes up on the screen.
Luke,
the Ray Hadley country music countdown.
Luke Combs.
Ray will be there.
Boot scooting.
Here's Fogarty. He slots it. So it's 30 points to 8 on the low scoreboard. Canberra with an impressive performance against the New Zealand Warriors. We've got 4.5 minutes remaining on the Tooheys clocks. Let's take your sideline, Josh Morris.
Yeah, they're just winding down the clock there, Canberra. They've done plenty to get this victory. I mean, both their attack and defence has been outstanding. This is certainly a different looking Raiders side already. And for the questions, I guess, will be asked about the Warriors. Who is going to lead this team? We had Metcalf and Chanel Harris defeated there. We need to see a bit more out of those blokes. And that'll be the big question this year for the Warriors.
They went for the shortish kick-off. The Warriors have got it. It came off, so they've got the ball 25 metres away from Canberra's line. Fisher Harris. He's tackled 19 away from the line. Egan goes to Clark. Clark passes before the line, 10 away. Now they're 5 away. Helasima, he's stopped. He'll get up and play it. Egan. They're knocking on the door. Clark. And he's wrapped up. Sasangi there, Tapane and Horsburgh. Now Egan. And there's a knock on from Metcalf. So Luke Metcalf puts it down. It'll be a Raiders scrum feed. They're getting around each other again. Canberra, they lead 30 points to 8. 3.5 remaining on the low scoreboard.
Yeah, they just keep turning up, don't they, the Raiders? Unfortunately here for Luke Metcalf, he had his eyes up on what the defence was doing and forgot to catch the ball before he got his eyes up, but fortunately turned the football over. But I know we keep wrapping them, but it's the first game of the season, but they've just been great, the Raiders. The energy in defence, their goal line defence, it's been really good today and really, really worried the Warriors. The other thing for us to discuss is the Warriors, and I think they've been really poor. I think their attack's been pretty poor, and they haven't really tossed up a lot as we see one of the Raiders players go down.
Are they missing anybody, the Warriors? Have they got anybody out? I can't think of anyone. No, they need a spark. I don't want to put it all on the half and 5/8, but I think they've both been very quiet tonight. Well, they're missing Dallin Watene-Zelezniak and Rocco Berry.
Two outside backs.
Yeah, and they need someone. Shaun Johnson is being missed. Yeah, but he wouldn't have made any difference tonight, in my opinion, because they've been dominant, the Raiders, and they thoroughly deserved this victory.
Kick from Fogarty on the last 2 minutes remaining. It's a simple take there for Tuivasa-Sheck on his own 20. Harris Tavita goes to dummy half. Nickel Klukstad. You don't think there'll be much chat out there on the ground, the former Raider. Of course, the fullback for the Warriors. Tuapiki. He's tackled 18 short of the halfway line. Nickel Klukstad with another run. He's wrapped up. And he'll get up and play it. A little bit slow there. But Clark now takes it into Raiders territory. Last play. 90 seconds left.
Nothing wide, last. Play on.
Barnett. He puts in a little kick. Oh, my goodness. Well, he tried. He tried. It just went in straight into Fogarty. In his mind, that was going to go about 10 metres in the air, bounce nicely, sit up, and he'll run away and score on the corner. Didn't work that way.
He might not have his kicking licence after that one, Salty.
No.
A little chip and chase late in the game.
Do you see many little chip and chases from one Daryl Broman? Did you?
Mate, I did a lot of chipping, but not much chasing.
Put the kick in, you chase it.
It's not my area of expertise.
Fair enough. Raiders with the ball, 45 seconds left. Now, Timoko. I don't know if he's really got cramp or not. Highly unlikely. Topane. Tackled there by Barnett. And Harris Tavita. He'll stand the tackle and play it. Last play. Fogarty just says, let's drill this into touch. And I don't think the Warriors will be too quick to have a play the ball. It could well be the last play of the game. No, they are going to get at least 1 or 2 shots at the Raiders. Clock winds down. 30 points to 8. 10 seconds left. And it is with young Helasima for the Warriors. He won't have time to get up and play it. Celebrate, Canberra fans. They've won in Vegas in round 1, full time at Allegiant Stadium. A dominant display by the Raiders. The Green Machine are up and about in season 2025. They've won as their song sounds around the stadium. Canberra fans on their feet, full time in the opening game of the 2025 NRL season. The Raiders 30 have defeated the Warriors 8 in Mark Riddell. A display that you can describe as professional, dominant, but boy, they played some razzle-dazzle football as well.
Yeah, you could see a bit of their style and what they want to do with the football in attack. Defensively, they were great. Yeah, that was the big area they've identified that they needed to improve. Yeah, it's you're not sure of yourself, are you, until you start getting into that first couple of games of the season, just where you're at. But they look like they've had a really good pre-season, the Raiders. They've got a real direct plan in the way they want to play. And defensively, they've got so much energy. They've shown that today. They just kept turning up for each other, only conceded the 8 points. It's a really good start for the Raiders this season. Their big thing is going to be consistency. They need to get to that standard, that urgency in defence every week and go through this season. And if they can do that, then they're going to give themselves a chance at the back end of the year.
That's exactly what it is, and that applies to every side in the competition. Yep. As we know, I mean, some weeks it just happens for you, doesn't it? Some weeks you're just on, and they were today. Who knows what they'll do next week? Yep. But if they can do it, continue to do it, they can make the 8.
All right, let's take you down on the field, and Josh Morris has got one of their best today in Hudson Young.
Yeah, I do have one of their best. Hudson, what about this, mate, this ground, but that performance, you must have had a hard pre-season. What's more pleasing, the 30 points or the 8 points?
I think the 8 points, mate. We spoke about it all off-season. We missed out on the 8 last year, on our 4 and again, so that's what we worked all year. All off-season was our line speed into our defence, and to come out and execute that on one of the biggest stages is really pleasing.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, we're here in Las Vegas, but the most important thing's this game, isn't it? And I thought from the outset, the energy that you boys showed, not just in your attack, but your defence, the scramble when you lost your captain, it just looks like a different side. And Ricky has obviously got his prime for this one perfectly.
Yeah, it goes to show how close we are off the field, mate. The way that we dig deep for each other and we prepare for them scenarios is losing a man, and the way that Owen, Paddy and the young boys hung in there against a quality Warriors side, it's really pleasing, and so thankful to be part of this great team.
And for yourself, mate, what has this experience been like?
It's been incredible, mate. The whole build-up and running out here gives you goosebumps, and it's the reason why I still think it's the greatest game of all rugby league, and you still pinch yourself every time I get to wear the green jersey.
Well, mate, you're one of their best tonight. Go and celebrate and enjoy this one.
Cheers, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, he was certainly one of their best tonight, was Hudson Young. There's Josh going and looking for some more Raiders players. Now, J-Moz is going to have to run here. Here he goes.
I tell you what, he's still got it.
Hasn't he, what? Oh, He's got the sprint going. Oh, watch the hamstring.
Yeah.
He's pulled up. He's pulled up because play finished at the opposite end to where all the Raiders fans are. So they've gone down to where all their supporters are. And here comes Josh now.
Hope he gets Jamal Fogarty and calls him Fogarty. That'll be an issue.
Or maybe I think they're just getting a quick photo now, so I'll just have to wait for the photo to be taken.
Get in the photo.
Get in the background.
Hey.
Well, Ricky wanted you to play for him at one stage. That's a great shot. That's a great shot. So they're all there in front of all of the Raiders fans. They better hurry up because Hudson Young's a bit late. Is it Hudson Young who's...
There's another one here. Is it Timoko?
Yeah, Matt Timoko.
Yeah, well, he had cramp near the end of the game. he's going slower than Josh to get into this photo.
This is cool. The Raiders fans
jumped off the field,
crazy.
Jumped in there as well. Some Raiders fans there. Timoko just fell over.
There we go. Yeah, they're a great club, the Canberra Raiders. Magnificent, loyal supporters.
Yeah, they have.
I might just go and see if I can grab Hot Dog Horsburgh.
Yeah, get Hot Dog.
Corey.
Yeah, the Hot Dog.
Can I have a chat to you, Corey? One of the continuous cool team favourite, Hot Dog Horsburgh. What do you think about this, mate? How good is this?
Yeah, good, mate. We had a lot of good pre-season and we showed it tonight. I'm just happy to get the win in Vegas.
Well, we could tell from the outset that you guys worked hard in pre-season, particularly yourself. We heard all about it, but, mate, that first 40 that you played, it's one of your best I've seen. The offloads, was that something Ricky has told you to keep doing? Because that second phase play really hurt the Warriors, and they're known for that. Yeah. But you just turned it on, and those offloads really hurt them in the back end of the game.
Yeah, and they just told me to go out and play my footy. I'm fit. I'm feeling probably the best I've felt in years. So I just went out and played my footy, and he told me to keep doing it, and I just kept doing it. Yeah.
And what do you think is the most pleasing aspect? Obviously, you put on the 30 points. Would you rather the 30 or the 8?
I'd rather the 8, mate. We've worked really hard on our defences pre-season, our fitness, our line speed, and I think tonight our line speed was there for 80 minutes, so that's a good stepping stone for the season, yeah.
And for yourself, now that you've got the 2 points, you just get to enjoy it. I know Ricky loves a beer. I've been told that the red hot tip is Old Red, so I think you'd love that place.
Well, we've already been there first night, so I'll be there again.
All right, mate, we'll go and enjoy it. You're one of their best tonight. Thank you, legend.
Oh, we shouldn't have been surprised.
Old Red.
Named after him.
It seems everyone loves the Old Red.
So I think we might have time for one more chat.
I might go get Josh Starling as well. Josh!
It's Tommy.
Tom, sorry.
Get Josh Starling.
Tommy.
Here we go.
Tom.
I'll turn him off for a sec just in case any of the players brush him, but they're not going to brush our man, Josh Morris. Here he is.
Yes, I'm with Tom, not Josh Starling. Sorry, mate, I just called you Josh. Tom, what about that? That was an amazing first-round performance from you guys.
Yeah, it's everything we spoke about in the off-season, mate. Our defence is our key to success. They got one when they got a few repeats on us, but and then they got us when we were man short. So, mate, it was a big defensive effort, but then we put ourselves in good positions to score points, and we got strike weapons across the park, and I think the D was our most important thing.
Yeah, it was noticeable, the kick chase. There was moments there where nearly the whole side was going down the field. The cover in the corners, I mean, you had one down and they had to go and score in the corner, and it had to be a pretty good try to get it. That must be so pleasing for you boys, and what you have worked on in the pre-season.
Mate, I've got to give a massive rap to our strength and conditioning coach, Joshy Strayon. At times in the pre-seasons you get a bit over him because they're just always yelling at you, they keep pushing. But the work we put in, the team put in, it was a tough pre-season. I know everyone says that, but it really was. We worked a lot on that sort of stuff in our fitness and stuff. So, mate, massive credit to our whole staff, but especially the boys that come out and perform it. We're very fit. We're ready to go for this season. I think we just showed it there. And
for yourself, mate, having Owen Paddy on the bench there, imagine making your debut in Vegas.
Mate, it's unbelievable. He's just up there with his family, mate. He's a special young kid. He's got a massive career in this game, and I think we saw glimpses of it out there today. He's only going to grow from here, and mate, to have a debut in Vegas, him and Sav on the wing, mate, it's a special one. They won't never forget that. So we'll go out and celebrate tonight for him.
Yeah, well, I've spoken to Corey already. I said he's big red going to Old Red, and he said I've already been, so I'm sure that's where you'll end up again tonight. Go go and enjoy it, mate. It was a dominant performance, and you were one of the best as well.
Appreciate it, Moz. Thank you very much, mate.
Yeah, great work from Tom Starling. He's been very generous in his time to the continuous call team this weekend. But Mark Levy, I'll send it back to you. What a terrific performance it was in the opening game of the NRL season by the Canberra Raiders. They won 30 points to 8 in dominant fashion.
Great stuff, Salty, and a terrific call, mate. You're nice and high up there, but you've done a brilliant job, so we'll let you have a breather and get yourself sorted out for the Panthers and the Sharks, which is the next game you'll hear on the continuous call team. Now, Piggy, our player of the match competition is back thanks to Harvey Norman. Shortly, 3 players are in the running. Folks, when you hear them, if you're based in New South Wales or Queensland, be one of the first 3 callers through on the prize line. 1300 722 873. First caller will have first choice of the 3 players and so on until all 3 players are allocated. Then when I announce the player of the match, the caller who has that player wins a $250 Harvey Norman gift card. You can shop furniture, bedding, TVs, home appliances, computers and technology in-store or online. Piggy, who are your 3 players in the running for our first man of the match competition in 2025?
Yeah, the 3 players, all from the Canberra Raiders: Xavier Savage, Corey Horsburgh and Hudson Young.
Xavier Savage, Corey Horsburgh and Hudson Young. First 3 callers through on the prize line. 1300 722 873. 1300 722 873. We'll take the first 3 callers through for Xavier Savage, Corey Horsburgh and Hudson Young. And well done to the Raiders. They've beaten the Warriors by 30 points to 8. We'll take a break and be back with more. Mark Levy in Sydney, but the rest of the continuous call team broadcasting live from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, thanks to your local club and the National Rugby League.